Thank you, Reverend. Secretary of the Senate.
The Liberian Senate. Capital Building, Capital Rural Liberia. 19th day regular sitting of the first section of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Thursday, May 16, 2024. Agenda and order of business. 1. Call to order. 2. Devotion. 3. Roll call. 4. Reading and adoption of the agenda. 5. Unfinished business. 6. Report from standing committees. A. Report from the Committee on Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries on Executive Order No. 124, which prohibits the exportation of unprocessed rubber from Liberia for debate. B. Briefing from the Ad hoc Committee concerning the relationship between the government of Liberia and Medtech Scientific Liberia. C. Briefing from the Ad hoc Committee on the Asset Recovery Team that was set up by the President of the Republic of Liberia. D. Briefing from the Joint Committee on Public Works and Rural Development, Public Accounts and Audits, and Judicial Human Rights Claims and Petitions regarding recent contracts awarded by the Ministry of Public Works. 7. Business on President's Day. A. Declaration of the reconvening of the second segment of the first section and presiding officer. B. Presentation of the certificate of election and credentials of Senator-elect of Nimba County. C. Report from the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration on the certificate of elections and credentials of Senator-elect of Nimba County, Honorable Nyan D. Twine, Jr. D. Induction and seating of Senator-elect Honorable Nyan D. Twine, Jr. E. Setting the agenda for the second segment, the President Pro Tempore. F. Briefing from senators from the first constituency break, 3 minutes each. 8. AOB and 9. Adjournment. Madam President Pro Tempore and Presiding Officer, distinguished members of this august body, the reading of the proposed agenda for today's sitting.
Distinguished colleagues, you heard the reading of the proposed agenda for today's sitting. What is our will and pleasure? Madam Chair.
Pro Tem, colleagues, I move that the provisional agenda get read, be received, and open for discussion.
It has been moved and seconded that the agenda just read be open for discussion. Are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? The agenda is open for discussion. Senator Silver.
Thank you, President and fellow colleagues. I'd like to add on AOP, Madam, the issue of transportation in and around. Thank you.
Any other intervention? Senator Matthews.
I don't know whether it is a discussion or the leadership will take seat of it. I just want the final copy of the joint resolution to deliver to each member of the Senate. So we don't have a copy for our record, so we can keep it for our
All right, where you show that the Secretary of Senate, Secretary of Senate, please get a final copy of the joint resolution and have it distributed to consensus. Any other intervention? Senator Finley?
Yeah, Pro Tem, just to follow up on Senator McGill. I understand the President
have already issued an executive order.
Yeah, but for the record,
Yeah, so that
for the record,
can we get a copy of that also,
Okay.
along with that document?
all right.
Thank you.
Secretary, send a picture to have copies of the executive order by the president. With no other intervention, can we get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So second.
It's been moved and seconded on the agenda for today's sitting be adopted. Are you ready to vote?
Yeah.
All in favor say yea.
Yeah.
Against? Secretary Senate?
Business on President's Text. Declaration of the reconvening of the second segment of the first section. The presiding officer by the President Pro Tempore.
Distinguished senators, chamber staff, our guests on the balcony, members of the press, social media followers, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely pleased to welcome all of you back to the second segment of the first session of the Liberian Senate. Also, I wish to commend you for your devotion and commitment to the agenda of the special sitting, which was concluded 2 weeks ago. The spirit of collaboration, teamwork, and consultative engagement that exists amongst us continue to enhance our working relationships and improve the quality of work we do at the level of various committees within the Senate. As we officially resume this session, I would like to outline the following as milestone accomplishments of the special sitting. The Liberian Senate confirmed additional 72 persons to government positions, bringing the number of confirmed presidential nominees to a total of 448. The joint resolution number 001/2024 for the establishment of the Extraordinary Criminal Court and Domestic Corruption Court for war and economic crimes, respectively, was overwhelmingly signed by 28 senators and 1 abstention. The Senate concurred with the House of Representatives on the passage of the national budget in the tune of US $738,859,827, or Liberian dollars 155.8 billion. The Senate passed the value-added tax bill in the interest of compliance and increasing the revenue envelope for the national budget. The legislature has started to initiate programs in the national budget, and we look forward to expanding on that initiative. We want to thank all the senators for their support and for especially including in the budget law that all budgets moving forward should be program-based. The following appropriations were made in the budget for programs. 600,000 initial funds for the construction of the C.H. Rennie Hospital, 95 vehicles for police operations in every county, $1 million for the renovation of the police academy and trainings, $4.4 million for the payroll of over 2,000 volunteer teachers who have been without salary for over 10 years. The Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency was captured in addition to its budget, additional $1 million for rehabilitation and data collection information program for at-risk youth. USD $2 million was approved for fire trucks to again make fire stations active across the counties. $2.5 million increase to Morris City Corporation and Painesville City for community and city workers' salaries. Additional $4.4 million increase for referral hospitals, $3 million for programs for well-being of the men and women of the Army, $500,000 to open the TRC Trust Fund, $7.5 million to the Ramos International Airport to purchase navigational aids and 2 additional fire trucks and others. The airport is the gateway to our economy and must be at international standards. Also, the safety of everyone who travels through our airport is important. An addition of $4 million was also passed in the budget for rehabilitation of at-risk youth. 25% of our road fund has been passed in the budget law for road equipment for all counties. Appropriation in the budget is also focused on a decent working environment at the Senate. In addition to providing water in our bathrooms, Wi-Fi in the entire building, and the Senate Journal, we have approved 2 buses for our staffers and have restored health insurance for all employees. The budget also includes support to modernization of the Senate, especially the renovation of the Senate old chambers and old building. The Senate website, digitizing the work environment and access control, and an open process. We want to assure the people of Liberia that with these programs and others that were not mentioned in my remark, there will be a more transparent expenditure process. The Senate will track every program and report accordingly. We are very committed to ensuring that the budget benefits all counties. The Senate will be more robust on implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Before I close this message, let me announce that the retreat to conclude on the agenda for reforms of the Senate is scheduled for June 7 to 9, 2024. We urge the committee in charge to take note and work with the retreat secretariat. Also, the General Auditing Commission is concluding its report after 1 month of financial system and procedures evaluation in the Senate. Our internal financial management team has started to be in compliance in some areas while the report is being prepared. We look forward to a transparent and accountable Senate as we prepare for annual audits of the Senate in 2 years. Thanks to the committee for the hard work, and the most productive committee for special sessions are the committees on Internal Affairs and Ways, Means, and Finance. You will be awarded appropriately. So our award for today goes to the Committee on Internal Affairs and the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance. Distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the Liberian Senate, we wish to welcome from Nimba County Senator Yan Twine, who will be inducted today. And as we congratulate him after his induction, we look forward to ensuring that he has an excellent orientation. The Senate is the house of elders with a very progressive spirit, and we know that as a professional man, he will also hit the ground running as others did. Congratulations and welcome on board. Thank you. For announcement, we want to announce that Senator Jonathan Sukwe and his deputy, Senator Johnny Quay, will be our coordinators for the constituency projects. Also, would like to take this time to congratulate River G on the win of the contest. So can we all cheer River G on the win of the contest? Thank you so much.
And also,
Rosa on the win of the kickball contest. Congratulations.
Prize money. Yeah. And I said it by.
So that was a special statement about the Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate. You are watching the official Facebook page of Senator Liberian Darius Dillon. We're coming to you live from the Liberian Senate chamber here on Capitol Hill, and make you listen to the Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate. Very shortly, the Senator-elect of Nimba County, Twine, will be inducted into office, and that will complete the number of senators.
He's a senator?
So the senator-elect Nyandi Twine will be inducted officially. He was certificated a few weeks ago while the Senate was on break, and so he's going to come in now and get officially inducted as per the regular protocol. All of the senators who are seated here are inducted, and they are allowed to make statements in some cases. And so let's see whether he's going to come forward. We'll keep following. It's a momentary standstill now, and so we want to just trail you through what's happening here. So the family members of the senator-elect are now walking in to form part of this brief ceremony. As a matter of fact, it is part of the Senate's agenda. So
Secretary of the Senate. Senators, please have a seat for the introduction.
Which introduction by the president? The new senator.
Senator-elect from Nimba County.
Excuse me? Madam Pro Tem, the leadership of the Liberian Senate, esteemed and distinguished colleagues, Mr. Secretary of the Senate, I, Nyan Dolemon Sezon Twale Jr., Senator elected by the people of Nimba County, do hereby present to you my certificate of election and credentials for onward submission to the Committee on Rules, Orders and Administration in accordance with Rule 1, Section 1 and 2 of the Standing Rules of the Liberian Senate. Thank you.
Forward the certificate and credentials to the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration, and we'll give them 5 minutes recess to come back over and report.
So this is the process here.
The Committee on Rules, Order and Administration.
Mr. Chair,
Anything between 2 to 5 minutes.
I do hereby present to you the credentials and certificate of election just received from Senator-elect of Nimba County, Honorable Nyandi Twine.
The Senate will have a 5 minutes break to wait for the interact.
So there's going to be a 5-minute break. The Senate, the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration is going to report to the plenary. That's the procedure. The senator-elect presented his credentials to the Liberian Senate for onward submission to the rules order and administration that has been done. It is chaired by Senator Blebo Brown of Maryland County. They're going to make their report very shortly, following the review of the document from following the review of this document. And then there will be an induction ceremony of Senator Nyan D. Twine. As you know, since as a former senator of Nimba County, Jeremiah Mankun got elected as vice president, the Senate has been incomplete, and so Senator-elect Nyandi Twine, when he's finally inducted into office, is going to complete the Senate of 30 senators. Usually 29 senators are here on the floor and one person presiding as Pro Tempore, and the highest seat there where Senator Yombi Kangalore is sitting, unless the vice president is presiding. So the following, the Senate is on break. Senator Augustine Chie of Sano County, Senator Abba Chie of Grand Crew County, and Senator Sir Joseph in conversation. If you just joined us, it was a break here. We are taking a break for the Liberian Senate Rules Order and Administration to review the documentation of Senator-elect Nyan D. Twine, who got elected by the people of Nimba County. Right after his right after the induction, he's going to be Senator of Nimba County, as Senate 2, Nimba County. So Senator Prince Johnson is Senate 1. That's the Nimba County 1. Nimba County 1, and he's going to be Nimba County 2. So the senators are here waiting 5 minutes for now. In front of the camera there is Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. As you can see on the screen, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. From Oswego County, you have Senator Abochi, who has now crossed over on this side in chit-chat with his colleagues. He's there with James Emmanuel Nukwe and Senator Joseph K. Jala of Lofa County. Senator Erin Melvin Snow is also in conversation there with Senator Augustine Chie and Senator Nathaniel Fallow Magio. Yeah. So Senator-elect Yandi Twain will be inducted very shortly. And so those people seated there are his representations, people who have come to witness his induction ceremony. See, they are all here to witness this ceremony. Senators are having chit-chat, having some discussions. Senator Moy there in conversation with Pro Tem Yombi Kanga Lawrence, and so the senators are now returning from the committee's meeting. You see Senator Daba Vabla of Grand Cape County, Senator Johnny Kwe, Senator Zoe Manuel Pena. The chairperson of this committee is Senator J. Lebo Brown of Maryland County, who chairs the Senate Committee on Rules of Administration. We also have Senator Jonathan Borcha Sowe on this committee. Senator Boto Kane is also on this committee. They've all reviewed the documentation of our Senator-elect Yandi Twain, and so the Secretary of the Senate, Inaugural Assembly, has a fight in his hand there. So the committee has returned. So that's a signal from the chairman of the committee. The Pro Tem sounds the gabo. So ROA is back.
The Secretary of the Senate will read a report from the Rules, Order, and Administration Committee.
That's the procedure, and it's going to be followed.
Business on President's desk. Report from the Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration on the Certificate of Election and Credentials of Senator-elect of Nimba County, Honorable Nyan D. Twain Jr. the Liberian Senate. Report from the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration. Committee's recommendation. The Committee on Rules, Order and Administration, having confirmed the authenticity of the certificate of election and having fulfilled the requirements of Rule 1, Section 1, hereby recommends that Honorable Yan D. Twyen Jr. be inducted and seated as Senator of Nimba in line with Rule 1, Section 2 and Rule 2, Section 1 of the Senate Standing Rules. Done in committee room this 16th day of May 2024, signed all members of the committee. Madam President Pro Tempore.
Senator, can you list the members of the committee who signed the report?
Senator Nimini T.H. Batukwa, member. Senator Deba M. Vapila, member. Senator Johnny Pehe, member. Senator Boto Kanen, member. Senator Zoe Emmanuel Pena, member. Senator Jonathan Borchardt Sobe, co-chair, and Senator J. Bravo Brown, chair. Madam President Pro Tempore.
Distinguished colleagues, that was the reading of the report for the ROA committee. We get a motion. What is the word of pleasure?
Sergeant Hans, what is Bible?
Can we get an official?
Bible.
Senator Snow.
Having listened to the report on the Committee on Rules, Order and Administration for the induction of our newly elected colleague, I move, if I can obtain a second, that the report be received and that the ceremony take place pending the arrival of Senator Prince Johnson to the parliamentary session. That recommendation endorsed and necessary take the necessary action. Second.
Well, Senator Prince Johnson sent an excuse that is going to be tour. They will not be in session today. But before restating that motion, are you ready to vote? All in favor say yea. Against? Secretary Senate, please invite the Senator for the ceremony.
Sergeant Arms,
Please bring in
please
the
bring the Senator-elect. Prepare you.
There's a walk-on for resolution for you, sir.
Senator Yan D. Twyen of Nimba County, Senator-elect.
I
I, Yan Twyen Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
uphold, and protect
uphold, and protect,
defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia,
and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Liberia,
bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic,
bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic,
and will faithfully,
and will faithfully,
conscientiously,
conscientiously,
and impartially discharge the duties and functions of the office of
Senator in Nimba County
to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God.
Madam President Pro Tempore, Presiding Officer, the Senator, sworn in, and I will hereby present you for the instruction.
Thank you, Senator. Congratulations, Senator Antoine from Nimba County. We will now ask Senator Awachi, Senator Gaba, Senator Ellis, Senator Weatherback Finlay, Senator Chris Moy to please escort the Senator to his seat.
The senator will be escorted.
I'm not going to let Senator Chick see one and get on, She will get me.
Chick said this.
I know. That's a music area.
All senators can move to the seat of new senator to congratulate. Welcome to the seat.
So when he be a new chairman of the NASCO committee?
We have 2 minutes to do some photo shoot with the Senator. Senator Twampi approached the presiding. The leadership.
No, that broke. Put that in flag on. Actually, it should be. Put that on the right. Correct. Thank you.
leadership committee of the Liberian Senate. So members of the leadership committee stand and take pictures with the first with the senator of Nimba County, that is. So Senator Matano Magui, chair on education and public administration. Westmeath and Finance Committee, Prince Moy, Senator Abraham Downs, Dillon Foreign Affairs. Health is Daba Vabla, Rules on Administration, Bilabo Brown, Public Works. And the Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate. So more senators are joining in and take this photo. So this induction means that the Senate is now complete. The 55th legislature, specifically the Liberian Senate, is now complete. 30 senators in total. Nimba County now has a senator in the Liberian Senate, and Yandi Twine is the senator of Nimba County, and he's now replacing Jeremiah Bankun, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. So the senator is now taking a seat, and there are some photo shoots.
On behalf of the Senate, we would like to take this time to welcome our new Senator, Senator Yantuan Jr. to the Liberian Senate. Senator, this is the House of Elders. We look forward to giving you some very excellent and rough orientations. We want to welcome you as a professional to the Senate, and we know that you will hit the ground running that other senators did. The chair on Rules of Administration will work with you in a few days to ensure that you sit with them properly, and a committee will be assigned to you. We'll now give you 2 minutes to say something to the Senate and to your family and constituents. You can take the podium.
Madam Pro Tem, leadership of the Liberian Senate, distinguished colleagues, family members, guests, the great people of Nimba County. I am profoundly grateful and humble for the trust and huge responsibilities given me by the great people of Nimba. It is an honor as newly elected senator to serve my people, and I want to assure all Liberians and the people of Nimba that I will serve in the interest of our people with integrity, dedication, and transparency. Being in this chamber today, amongst great men and women like you, reminds me of the rich historical culture and resilient spirit of the people of Liberia and Nimba County. Nimba County for many years has been one of the pillars of Liberia's economic development. Endowed with rich cultural diversity, natural resources, and illustrious and industrious people. These are, amongst many more, are the legacy that inspired me to run for office for Senator of Nimba County. And I can show my people that I will do all that it takes to better the lives of our people. The task ahead is Herculean, a task that many of you in here have taken on for many years. Some with success, yet with more to be done. And so, as I join you and your ranks today, I am humble and urge you all to make available your legislative experience and advice that you stood on over the years in this chamber. I don't need to lecture this august body about the need for economic development. Neither do I need to lecture you on how to enhance our health care. I cannot stress enough to you the need to prioritize our education and uniting our people to live in harmony. Because many of you in here are very aware of some of these issues and have fought to right the wrongs for years. Uniting the people of Nimba through economic development and improving their daily lives shall be my immediate priority, and as such, I will do all as their senator-elect to pay back the confidence they have reposed in me. Madam Pro Tem, I am very grateful today as a member of the Nimba Legislative Caucus and as a member of this chamber to call on all caucus members and senators to put politics aside and let us govern in the interest of our people. Finally, special thanks to you, Madam Pro Tem, the leadership of the Senate and all its members for the warm welcome and the colorful induction. Thanks to the people of Nimba who, beyond tribal and religious line, overwhelmingly gave me a landslide mandate to be their senator. Thanks to my parents, Nyan Twain Sr., my Sarah, and my beautiful and supportive wife, Ruth. Many thanks to my friends, organizations, and all those who supported me during these challenging moments. And I promise to you today that I will not let you down. Thank you. Part of the drinking, man.
For that. Another information is that we don't clap in the Senate. So that's why we didn't cheer for your speech, but that was a good speech message to the people. We'll now ask the Senator of the Senate to ensure that every senator now make a statement for 3 minutes about their experiences on the break.
Sergeant with Maserati come. Sergeant with Maserati come. 30 minutes each.
You taking the puller?
So, senators will now give their experience while on break. Senator will now give their experience while on break.
Well, I'm Pro Tempore and fellow police, let me say thanks to you again. After our break, I'm happy to be here again, Madam Pro Tempore and police, to give you details as Senator of Maserati County of my experiences during the short period of break given us by this body. During my break period, I had the opportunity to visit some of the districts. Considering that we have 17 electoral districts, I had the opportunity to visit some of the districts in Maserati County in making sure to make a follow-up on campaign promises made, progress made so far, where are we, what are the basic needs that we need to focus on, most especially during the period of rainy season. Let me first of all thank colleagues for the passage of the national budget and making sure that leaders have an opportunity to implement some of those programs for us in our district. By the grace of God, we met and were able to capture 3 major breaches that need to be done before the rainy season. If before the rainy season, if those projects are not implemented, this particular rainy season, if those projects are not implemented, by records, last year, by the grace of God, 50% of the project in district number 4, a community called Nimba, Cross River Estate. Every year there will be a death case because citizen uses that one bridge to walk and come to town. And we have done 50% of that work. And with this legislative functions that will be given to list, it's a clear indication that it's possible that it can happen before the end of this rainy season, or before the rainy season ends, that bridge can be completed. And I can say to you that the people of that community only depend on that particular road to survive. There is the one path going to that community. Another thing is that the district number 2, Medina community in district number 2, this is the only road as well going into Medina community. That road, that bridge needs to also be completed before the end of this rainy season or before the rainy season. Having said that, I want to say to you police, you can see the action of the Liberian National Police and the Transport Authority with the regulations placed in Maserati County. The question now lies, if these guys would not use motorcycles to survive, what can we replace it with? And that permanent solution is to provide technical education for them. And during my break, let me announce to you, by the grace of God, that the second technical college, Imam Bagley, have started. That when that college is completed also, they will take up to 8,000 students. And by the grace of God, we have started, we have completed the first phase of that institution. I want to say thanks to my friends in the United States, members of the Jefferson Baptist Church in Portland, Oregon, who contributed $200,000 towards that particular project. And I can say to you, colleagues, the permanent solutions to our problem in Montserrat County, most especially our youthful population, and Liberia at large, is to create the opportunity for youth training program. And this is why, as senator of this county, I have been back on that. I want to say to you, please, let us continue to focus in that direction. As county of the most populated county in Montserrat County, and considering in Liberia, I'm the senator with the most number in Montserrat County, and the senator with the highest number in the Republic of Liberia. So I want to say to you, police, thank you, President. Thank you, President. Police, in conclusion, I'm saying, Montserrat County, we have now, by the grace of God, with the completion of the first technical college and the second one ongoing, we now have the capacity to take up to 15,000 of our youth to have the opportunity to free and technical education. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Amen.
Next in line will be Senator
Abraham Darius Dillon.
Madam President, Pro Tempore, distinguished colleagues, my colleague, Senator Sir Joseph, has spoken a lot about Montserrat County. On break, we had the opportunity to move around and listen to our people. Liberians in Montserrat and across the country and outside Liberia are concerned and are focused on governance issues that will bring everything together. Liberians are debating the first 100 days of this administration, what the Senate, the legislature can do to play its role in our process. The discussions people are concerned with as well has to do with the asset recovery team, what the Senate can do, the issue about tenure, what the Senate can do, the issue about creation of jobs. What can we do as a government? How can the budget impact affect and reach to our people? Those are the issues our people are concerned with. And if we don't play our role effectively, all of the blame will come on us. Even if there's traffic, people will ask what the senators doing. Because we have passed traffic law, and if we don't seek to be robust in oversight to ensure that the laws are implemented, the people put the blame squarely back on the legislature, particularly the Liberian Senate. So I just wanted to welcome us back. Monterey County is challenged. One of our focus will be through the Ministry of Public Works, the bridge in clay land. Money have been placed in the budget, 2 different budgets under the last regime. That bridge is still not done. We fought to make sure that the Public Works Ministry under this administration, as soon as possible, to start to tackle that bridge. All over the county is the same issues: lack of electricity, which is a national problem; lack of safe drinking water, which is a national problem. So all have similar issues across the country, and we can only achieve those issues if we work collectively and do our part of the work. Hold the executive feet to the fire, so that what we pass in this budget, we can ensure that the executive will implement the budget, will hold the executive accountable, so that our people know that while we are not here to build the roads, we are here to ensure that they get roads. While we are not here to build their clinic, their hospital ourselves, but we are here to ensure through the national budget. Again, I want to call on the media, the public, and all of us to open the national budget and see what's in there for the different sectors. Because the people can only open the budget to look for budget line after in the legislature budget and don't care for what we have passed for the other sectors. The President Pro Tempore has already laid some of the things we've done, the program-based budget and the focus we have. I just want to say thank you. I know that we've given the health sector more than 90 million. We're giving education more than 102 million. We are giving the security sector over 100 million. You have to look in this budget, and so that when these people are not performing, sometimes it's not because of lack of budgetary support, it is because of impropriety, and the reason it comes back to us is because we are not holding them accountable. Thank you.
Grand Bassa County.
Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, and to the young senator from Nimba, you are welcome. We know that you also have a good time and enjoy yourself and your time with us. Welcome. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, during the break, we had an opportunity to go to the county to say thank you to our people for electing us and sending us to Monrovia to begin the process of addressing issues affecting their lives. Distinguished colleagues, major concern coming out of Grand Bassa County has to do with the local leadership of our county, the agenda for our county, and how the legislature is going to manage the affairs of our country. Most of the citizens, I visited 3 districts, I was able to visit 3 districts, and one of them specifically with the representative in Electoral District 5. And we had a good, wonderful program. But my colleagues, the big question that I was asked, how are we going to impact their lives? And my issue was, well, we passed the budget. The budget had been passed. At the time, the president had not signed the budget. And we are looking forward to addressing some of the health issues, the education issues, the road issues, agriculture issues. As you know, most of us who come from rural counties, agriculture is an issue. And so on that front, we have to pause because nothing had really happened. The government is still in transition and really nothing has happened over the last 5 months besides working on the budget. Also, Madam Pro Tem, while we were on the 2 weeks break, we had to stay behind to do some work on the budget. Distinguished colleagues, I can say to all of us here that we have an issue in Liberia. And working on the budget as chair of the Revenue Committee, I realized one thing, Pro Tem, that we have a private sector that is not functioning. With the delay of the budget, the entire country almost shut down. We have all these big companies. Something is wrong somewhere with our model of economics. You can have a company that ship millions of dollars out. The money don't come back into our economy. They only bring what they need to service the companies in this country. And as a result, we have our banks crumbling. We have the market women complaining. We have all of us in this room experience it. Something is wrong. The entire Republic of Liberia depends on the national budget. For me, that was the lesson I learned. And so, my colleagues, I think you're going to see a different style of oversight. Especially, I have spoken to my chairman, the Revenue Committee is going to be very, very different. We have discovered that even SOEs don't even pay their portion of taxes that they collect as withholding agents. We have an issue, we have a problem. We must raise the envelope for Liberia if we have to adequately address some of the problems, social problems that we are faced with. I know, Madam Pro Tem, I know I have 3 minutes, and I just want to pause because I could go on and on and on, but my colleagues have to speak. So I just want to say that we have an issue. Our oversight responsibility has to be taken seriously. We have to ensure that not only the budget be executed, but that revenue is collected, because our entire existence hangs on our budget. Thank you.
Sandro County.
So it's been done by the establishment of the county in the sitting, and so Sano County is the third county in establishment, and to John Liberia, the third county. So you have more grandparents of Sano United States, and so we have
for us
Sano County.
from Sino, I think it's about the recurring theme of the deplorable condition of our road. It's a primary road between our county and the seat of government, which is Monrovia. Thankfully, there's an investor who's going to the county or thereabout, who did some work between Buchanan and RTI that at least made that corridor a bit pliable. Well, our fear is that as the heavy rains set in, if Public Works does not put equipment on the road, we might go back to status quo. And that's our greatest fear. And of course, the section between RTI and Greenville is the most challenging one. No work has been done there yet. And I hope for that before we get into the deepest part of the rainy season, some work will be done. Because that's the greatest challenge that our people face. the issue of the road. It's about everything. It's about everything. It's about movement, about travel, about the conveyance of goods to and from the county, and our people are hindered by this in terms of the mode of transportation, because the road is bad, so you don't have good vehicles going there. Unlike other parts of the country where you have good cars flying the roads, in our part of the country, we don't have good cars. These very old vehicles break down. Sometimes they spend 1 or 2 weeks on the road. And most times our people even have to resort to using motorcycles. Some even take the risk of riding these unseaworthy vessels that go to the county, and we know the story of these vessels in terms of safety. So our major challenge, and something that we want to really emphasize, that should be taken care of in this budget, and should be a piece of road between Grand Bassa and our county. Of course, there's also the issue of the secondary roads. Our county, for the most part, is inaccessible. Moving from one part of the county to the other, intra-county movement is hindered by the lack of road connectivity. We don't have roads going especially from Greenways to most of the districts. So we resort to riding motorbikes. And of course, there are places that motorbikes can even go, where we have to walk for hours. And we hope that, that's why we are happy that we were magnanimous enough to look into the issue of having constituency development fund. And that is very good. It's pretty worthy. We should pat ourselves on the back for that, because that will engender development in terms of infrastructure, whether it's road, whether it's school, whether hospital, clinics. Because you see, the national budget has to filter down to our people. The major complaint our people have had is that, look, you pass budget every year. We see budget, we hear about budget, we hear about millions, but we see nothing happening in our communities. The budget does not filter down to us. The budget does not impact our lives. This time, thankfully, we decided to do something about that by providing funding in the budget appropriation, making appropriation in the budget to provide for infrastructure development in our various constituencies. And that is laudable. I want to say thank you to all of us for that. In Sino also, there's the issue of the lack of teachers. There's shortage of teachers in our schools. That is hampering the delivery of quality education to our students. It's something we have to do something about. And it also speaks to our level of oversight. You know, this issue was brought here many times. I even did a letter, some colleagues wrote about that, about teachers in our counties. And what is done is that the teacher take assignment by whatever means or for whatever reason to go to our part of the country, and with the intention not to stay there, not to remain there, but get assignment, get a government bureau, get to the county, and the next thing you know, in a few months or less than a year or so, they get transferred to Monrovia or adjacent counties. How that happens? Why should that be allowed? We call the minister, the former minister of education here many times, but that problem has still not been addressed. It's because of that we have a shortage of teachers. And what does the Ministry of Education do? They replace them with volunteer teachers. These people hold no commitment because they are not on payroll. They're not on payroll. Whether they go to school or not, they don't care. So if a teacher leaves, he leaves with his salary. That's what happens. That's the system that we're running. The teacher assigned to Sano County, for example, on Sano County payroll, because every county has a payroll. On Sano County payroll, he goes to Sano. He's assigned to Sano. He's paid for Sano County payroll. When he asks for a transfer, He gets a transfer to Monrovia or nearby or adjacent county and comes. He leaves with his salary. He does not leave his salary in the county. He leaves with his salary to the new assignment, leaving that boy. And who fills that boy? To fill that boy, they say they have to have budget. There must be a budget because then there will be a new position. It's not a replacement because the salary is gone. Why should that be? We spoke about that many times. And as a result of that, colleagues, Pro Tem, there's this serious shortage of pictures in my county. Something that we need to look into. The same too. Similarly, we have the same situation with the health sector. Nurses, the same thing. Nurses go to the county, you take the assignment, and the next you know, they are back in Monrovia or something, they go to school, for other reasons they get transferred. And I know most of us from counties far away have that kind of situation. We need to work together on this matter to ensure that we don't have people who want to work for government, get a government payroll, use this means the counties to get on payroll just to get transferred back to Monrovia. We need to work on that. So, thank you, Pro Tem. But who give me the time? But I'm not giving the time, right? I'm not giving the time.
How about keep that one time, man?
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I think it's a good thing to have these reflections after our first break to know the next course of actions that we intend to take for the remaining part of our sessions. Due to the shortness of time, some of us could not go through our respective counties, but our people, we have remained in contact with them. Pro Tem colleagues, the difficult time for our people, we that are from the southeast, is during the rainy season. There are apprehensions now. What will happen again during this rainy season? We took note of the promise from the president that no cow will get stuck in the mud, especially after the 100 days. So our people are looking forward to this promise for it to be realized. Through a bipartisan approach here, Pro Tem colleagues, we confirmed almost all of the nominees from the executive. We passed the national budget with ease. But during the budget debate, what I mentioned here, I want to re-echo. A budget is a plan on what you want to do. It can only be realized if you take the necessary actions. We have to be intentional in improving our oversight. I'm happy that Senator Finley is very enthusiastic about the revenue collections. We hope that we generate the revenue that we need to match our planned expenditures. I was listening last night to our reading one online paper where one politician predicted a massive budget shortfall this year. But if we work collectively together, we can avoid a shortfall. So I think we can only do that through major oversight over the revenue agency. And apart from the revenue, the expenditure side, we have to have robust oversight over those officials that we have confirmed in the positions, our hospitals, we put some money into the hospitals, tender for our people. It is only our oversight will ensure that the monies that we appropriated will reach the intended beneficiaries. The last thing I want to talk about, Pro Tem, is this plenary, our debate on national issues is sort of reducing. In the first period of our sitting, we saw a number of missteps from the executive branch of government that went unnoticed by this plenary. And this plenary, I will know, especially in the 54th, that have been very vocal, remain silent, remain very silent during this 55th on critical national issues. We saw the issue of the tenure. People that were confirmed in tenure positions were being taken out of the jobs when the tenure had not expired.
How are you experiencing that?
We sat here, and did nothing. These people on their own, they went and challenged the removal at the Supreme Court. We saw the executive branch of government openly disrespecting the decisions of the Supreme Court. Yet this plenary that I know kept silent. It should not be. Some senators tried to bring some of these matters on the floor, but they could not form the agenda Pro Tem. And we know you, who you have been in the past. You have been very vocal as an opposition leader. Here, that's why we made you our Pro Tem. And so we expect you, when national issues come, let them form, if they come from senators, let them form the agenda. And let us debate them. This is the theater for national debates. National debates is not the centers. This is the center of national debate issues. And so we want to thank you for the leadership, but we encourage that as we go to the next session, that critical national issues, when brought to the attention of Senate, will form the agenda. Thank you very much.
Senator J. James P. Barney.
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I'm happy to be back, and I guess the rest of us here share that view. Those of us from the Southeast will not talk without mentioning roads.
Right.
And why it's true that the roads are not where we want to see them, the fact of the matter is that over the last 6 years, what we see taking place on the road has never happened. You've seen photos of improvement on the road. When last, prior to this time, you saw such? So there's much to be done, but we appreciate that the process has begun. We got in the budget money for procuring equipment. The last time we saw that in the budget was before the war. So we are getting there. Before this government came to power over the last 6 years, there was no money in the budget for those in the constituencies through their representatives that they will use to improve the situation in their districts. Over the last 6 years, we never had it. This budget got that, so that representatives and their people will be able to do a lot. I do agree, the budget must work for the people. We must use the budget for hospitals, for schools, for roads. But I really do believe the major problem we have in this country is beyond the budget. When I stepped forward to support President Bouaka, it was because I believe, at the time, I still do believe, that he's in the best position to have the conversation with our international partners that will transform our country. He has been around for a while, he's of age, he's of experience, and I don't think he should fear any reason having this conversation. I said this with two things in mind. More than 60% of our country, 70% if you like, is covered with forests. And we have a huge portion of our population living in the forest area. People in the forest don't even have clothes to wear if you drive through the forest of our country. I mean, in this modern world, if our partners will come and say we should not use our forests to improve the living condition of our people, we need a conversation around compensation. There are countries that are giving $50 billion in aid for war. 60 billion, 20 billion. And you tell us you give us $3 million for us to keep our forests, that's unacceptable. We need to have conversation around that, and we need the leadership to develop the spine so that we can do it, or else we leave this country the same way we met it. There's nothing that's going to change. Our cooperation with our international colleagues cannot be the basis for them to muscle us into a subservient role. We got a lot to achieve. Since 20 years, the country hasn't moved anywhere. The people who are in the forest stay in the forest. And when we utilize our forest the way we want to use it, there will be electricity in the forest for the people to live good life. They will be able to work. They will have schools. They will have private hospitals. We can just be happy that we can sit around the table with our diplomatic colleagues. We must transform that advantage into benefit for our people, or else this country is not going anywhere. $3 million, $10 million, that one man out of this place in Ghana, in Nigeria, $10, $15 million, that they will use 1 year. This is a joke. We got to have a serious conversation. And when I decided to support President Bouaka, it was because I believe he will be able to bravely have this kind of conversation. We got to industrialize. And we got to have that conversation. And I do not agree with those who say until we have cheap electricity. The NPP government was not amongst the best we had. But under the NPP government, we're producing plywood in Maryland, we're producing plywood in River G, we're producing plywood in Basso. We must be able to say those who are involved in the logging industry that you got to add value. This will boom our economy, will provide jobs for the people. It can't just be about the regular politics, or else the country is not going anywhere. And I think we need to stand up to it. Thank you very much.
Our brother and police, I'm glad to be here with you again. Over the time, the last 2 weeks, when I went to Kidmore, I visited a town in Kidmore called Karilahun. And I'm glad that Senator Bani just addressed the issue that has to do with the forest. So, the people of Karilahun told me that they were restricted from using the forest, and it is embarrassing that livelihood and our people are suffering in that identical area. But I can assure you that all of us need to work towards addressing this forest issue, or else our people will not restrict the forest in the absence of benefit. We will not allow them to do that. Because they do not even have safe drinking water. They use the forest to live, dig their gold and diamond, and they cannot even do that right now. The next thing we realize that if you look at the mineral industry in our county, Grand Kidmore, where we went, the citizens are not benefiting from it directly. There are a lot of restrictions that is embarrassing the citizens, and you realize that people are suffering. The third thing I saw has to do with the health system in our county. I hope that since we have passed the budget, that the health ministry will begin to distribute drugs in the various clinics and hospitals all over the country. If they can do that faster, it will help us save our people's lives. Because we are in the rainy season, and maybe after 3 months, we will not be able to have access to other clinics in the rural area. So if they can start working on that, it will be very good for us, because the people are complaining on the health situation in the various areas in our county. We have some roads problem. There are a lot of bridges that are dilapidated, and you have logs on bridges right now. We hope that the public way will help to do some of those bridges in the county, more especially roads that are connecting to the Ravenswood area. I mean, there are a lot of bad bridges. So, Pro Tempore, we have all our police want to say something, but the conditions remain the same all over the country. We need to improve our health care, the educational system of our country, and we need to be very robust in negotiating our resources with partners that count. It is very key and serious. If all of us can focus on negotiating rightly, I think it will help us to move forward. Thank you.
Senator Stava and Babla.
Madam Pro Tempore, distinguished colleagues, I'm glad to be back again after a very short break. And I want to again use this podium to welcome our colleague, one of our rescue senators, in person of Senator Nyaji. Let me thank the leadership of the Senate for the good work at focusing the national budget to where the needs are. When we came on January 15, all of our stories were similar, and the main focus of challenge were in the education, health, and roads. Let me say that while visiting Cape Mount, our people were very happy that this time around the budget has looked at some of these important areas, especially when you talk about roads. Because roads impact health, they impact education, they impact just everything that has to do with human development. The concern now is implementation. And I believe that the very leadership of this Senate that worked to identify those issues and made the determination within the 2024 budget will also work collectively to ensure that those things are achieved. Challenges all across Liberia are the same. As we endeavor to solve these challenges, I'd like to tell you that Great Cape Mount County, a county that is known to be hugely traditional, is going under a serious issue of drug abuse. During the last about 2 weeks or less, we have lost over 6 young Liberians, including a woman, to the use of the notorious kush. This is sad. And I think the issue of war against drugs should be taken seriously and should be everybody's business. I'd like to also bring to your attention that before we went on break, I think you all heard about the protest in Kinjor that also accounted for about 3 young lives. The issues outlined in the petition document are still left unresolved. We are still faced with a challenge. The 2 dead bodies are still in the mortuary and will continuously remain under pressure by our constituents to ensure that those issues are resolved. We all know that as long as we don't resolve those issues, the security of that side of the country is fragile. So we need to work in a timely fashion to bring that to closure. And while we were talking about the King George issue, Mando Plantation also began a protest with similar requests. My dear chairpersons of concessions, we need to tighten our belts. Otherwise, we'll continue to have this stand-up, which is not to the benefit of this country, neither the benefit of the communities that host the concessions. Having said that, all is not lost. I'd like to, on behalf of the people of Grand Cape County, to welcome Madam Pro Tem and the Honorable House of Senate to the surfing city of Robertsport, Grand Cape County, where an international surfing competition will be starting on the 23rd of May. Please come to Grand Cape County and support this effort. It is the beginning and an opportunity to expose the huge potential of that city and the county to more revenue generation, especially as Senator Finley talked about revenue. We need to diversify our revenue. And Cape Town has the potential of making sufficient money from tourism. This event will have 60 competitors, of which 10 Liberian surfers, and I'd like to say, Madam Potent, that there will be 4 women competing in this competition. So come out and support Robertsport, expose Robertsport to international investment in tourism. Thank you very much.
Palm County, Senator Prince Cameron Boy.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues. I want to begin by thanking members of the Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, and the Budget for putting in so much time in the long special sitting to ensure that the national budget was deliberated upon and passed by this August body. I also want to thank all members of the Senate for your vote for the passage of the budget. As we have passed the budget, I will ask that our work be more rigorous in terms of our oversight during the execution process. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleague, if you were opportune to sit at the expenditure hearing of the budget, you will be concerned as to how previous budget was executed. Most of the institutions that came to defend their budget, when they were asked about the alternate place in the draft budget, some of them said they didn't receive a dime, although the outturn showed that certain money went to that entity. So it has to do with oversight, and we have made a commitment to this plenary that on our watch, as chairperson and members of the Committee on the Ways, Means, and Finance will ensure that those monies that have been appropriated to institutions be executed appropriately. There should be no preferential execution of the budget. Where a clinic in Riwaji or a hospital will be deprived just to pay to an institution in Monrovia because of some other person's interest.
We're going to provide our oversight and put the folks at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning feet to the fire to doing the right thing. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished senators, if you look at the composition of this current budget that we have passed, it should be one of the best. As it stands, this is my first time since 12 years in the House of Representatives and the Senate to see the Liberian National Police being provided $3 million additional as a result of the legislature taking a decision. This is the first time to even see us addressing the issue of volunteer teachers through the Ministry of Education. Additional $4 million, as the Pro Tem elaborated this morning. This is my first time to see the National Disasters Agency being considered by this legislature in an addition of $2 million just to address disasters activities around the country. These are steps in the right direction that will alleviate some of the pressure on us as senators. Because when disasters occur in some of the counties or some of the environment around here, everyone looks up to us for immediate redress. So it will provide our oversight for those institutions that have been given these different appropriations to receive those money. We'll ask them, you received this, and there was a disaster here, what did you do? And I think that would be the best question that we can ask. But not for us to say, we just put the money there, but we didn't get a dime. Then it comes back to our oversight responsibility, into question. I want to say thank you, Madam Pro Tem. We could not have won the prize of being one of the committees that worked during this special sitting if I didn't get the support of this plenary and my able veteran on the Committee on Ways and Means. I want to say hats off to all of us, and our work has just started. We make sure that the quarterly reports are brought here by finance and the execution report are all reviewed so that we know exactly what our money is doing at the different county level. Thank you very much.
Madam President, distinguished colleague, let me take this time to welcome our brother and friend, Senator John D. Torn, to the House of Senate. You are heartily welcome, my dear brother. Madam President, the 2 weeks of break given us to us, our work began at the very next day. I received a call from the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, asking us based on the committee work that I do, chair youth and sport, that we should be able to join him to the youth center in Bentor, sorry. We got up Bentor in the morning alongside with Senator Sir Joseph, alongside with Senator Darrell DeLong, and we were able to tour the facilities at Bentor, and the Vice President want to speak to the citizens and a lot of the people at Bentor, making them to understand that the issue of youth development that is so key to the president's agenda, that he wants us to ensure that facility since 1976 has been established up to now. You go there, you see that the whole thing has turned into a diamond mine and a gold center right in Muslim County. And the Vice President was going to speak with the senators and making them to understand that immediately we should have an ad hoc committee and set up a team to carry security that immediately see how we start working. After that, I want to work along with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, as we are aware that we had a National County Sport meeting. And congratulations to our colleague. Congratulations to our 2 senators from County for winning the male category, and that of the Riverside County for taking the female category. Congratulations to you people. It was not an easy one, but I know it was well deserved. After concluding with the county meeting, I also joined my colleague, Senator Prince Moy, who asked me and him and the rest of the caucus members to set up a team. There were 2 weeks that we had. I used 1 week to do my community work, and the other week I was going to join the senator in organizing a district tour that we had to talk to all of our young students that started their watch yesterday. We started from Former District and we went all the way up to Tobabi District, in meeting all of our high school students and encouraging them to be focused and to be able to take their examination properly. And also, we had an opportunity to have our induction ceremony with our local government on the 24th, as we all aware that we had our anniversary. One breath was given to us on the 14th of May, 1964. And on that senior unification day, we had to induct our local government officials into office, and we'll have a unifying jamboree, calling all chiefs and elders together, making them to understand that one of those days that we will have too many promotion and division in our county. One of those days that we have to fight one another, and we brought those chiefs together, and we made them understand that it's our time that we work together, it's our time that we bring our county to bring more development. So hands up to the chair of the caucus, Senator Moy, who also toured along with us and had a colorful ceremony. Now to the issue of our county. As we are aware of recent, the disaster management team, we are reaching up to them. But I put it this way, they have reached all our attention that live in the Liberian area. The storm issues of recent have caused a lot of problems to our people in the various villages. Everywhere we pass of recent, where we tour, everywhere our people are homeless because of the storm that have been going in the various counties. So we start with them, we want to bring some donations to them, and we plead with them, make them understand that we'll talk to the disaster management team to see how they can be of help to join us. I also want to bring to the attention of my community, I'll be a co-chair autonomous. By next week, by the grace of God, our people from Bushibura camp will be receiving the first batch from El Chico by next Tuesday. We are starting to construct a mini center for them in Bon County and Tapeta. We'll be receiving them on Tuesday and we'll be coming back home. Also, to make reference to our deployment road condition, the issue of Sanway Road is very key to us, and I think if we don't do anything before the close of the race, the Sanway Road will be closed. So we try to work with the Public Works Minister to see how they can be of help to us. Thank you all so much.
Senator Nya D. Point Jr.
Maintenant, you may have statement.
We're talking about challenges in our different counties. Whoever spoke, if you want to say something, then you're welcome to the podium.
There's a tradition here when you come to speak the first time, you got to follow that tradition.
What the tradition?
Why you keep saying
that? Madam Pro Tem and fellow colleagues, I think I'm the longest serving senator on break because for the last 4 years I lived my life in Nimba. And the challenges there are not in isolation to many of the challenges that were listed here. I think a couple of days ago you heard about the Meta Steel issue. I think the Ministry of Internal Affairs and relevant authorities, have put a little pause on that issue and they are very well on top of it. Speaking in my capacity as one of the lawmakers from the county, I think for now we are satisfied with the level at which that issue has been handled.
And that boils down also to the general concession issues that we are having in the country. And I think one of the senators mentioned about, having a robust oversight over concession. That's something that I'm very much committed to. And within the next couple of weeks, we'll be consulting our caucus members definitely when the senator returns from his break, which I know he's doing enormously well in the county right now. We'll be putting forward a lot of information from the county, and we want to be very grateful, for the allotment for the counties and the district. We are very glad about that, because the challenges that our people face, they are just enormous. We who run campaign on promises, I think many of those promises will come to fruition, especially with the allotment that we are seeing in the budget at the level of the county and at the level of the district. And let me use this time, lastly, while I'm here. I know my credential is dwarfed amongst the many credentials here. I just want to say, Madam Pro Tem, I cut across a lot, and I will be willing within the next couple of days, with your permission, to sit with you to see how best my expertise can be used across the different committees.
Lobbying for the committee now.
across the different communities that will be able to contribute. I come with even though there are huge ones ahead of me here, but I come with a wealth of experience, in governance for the last 17, 18 years. Be it youth exposed, be it, at the Social Security, with a background in public policy and economic management. I also one of the frameworks of the economic pillar during the PRS process. So I come with a lot of understanding of our governance process. So I'm pretty much open to the benevolence to serve the Senate in any capacity. And as a specialized policy analyst also, I do cut across a lot. Thank you.
Madam Pro Tem is doing colleagues. District police, my police from the southeast, they have spoken about the road. But Madam Pro Tem, for the past 6 years, today I'm proud to tell my colleagues in the Senate and now the entire Republic of Liberia. For the past 6 years, for a Grand Junior to drive from Grand Junior to Monrovia for less than 7 hours. For me, when I heard that 1 or 2 presidents had driven from Grand Junior to Monrovia, what I did, a friend of mine, when I grew up together, just for me to believe what people was telling me. I told you, I said, so arrested Nimba. He said, yes. I said, come to Monrovia. I said, your transport. In less than 7 hours. As you speak, Senator Snow, you don't need visa to visit Grand Junior County. You're not. I'm the senior senator of the county, anything I see. Pro Tem is doing good. It's not a serious note. As we speak, from Grand Junior to Monrovia, at least for the past time, pregnant women, students, and other people have been suffering on our road.
Today, a grandchildren can come to grandchildren to come to Ganta, to Tabata, to buy the goods and go by the same day.
Same day.
Yes. Pro Tem distinguished. For the past 6 years, you can go and find out for yourself the health sector in Grand Julia County. The health sector in Grand Julia County. If you went to the hospital those days, be able to buy your own drugs. Be able to even get your own sheet for your prescription to be written on that sheet. But as you speak, he says yes. As we speak today, the hospital in Grand Julia has received some drugs. You can go and follow yourself. The truth will be said. The truth will be said. So, when you're finished, what's the Lord, I will tell you again. The truth will be heard.
Yes.
I'm speaking for the people of Grand Julia, I'm not speaking for any other county. If you think there is not true, go and check your former Minister of Health. You have to compare the budget, the one that we've been passing, how long and how much they are giving to people of Grand Julia County with the health sector. And now, to speak to you, to tell you that today, before even the passage of the budget, the lecture that they get on the book, the people of Grand Julia are getting 50% of what they due us. The District Police, our students in Grand Julia County, they are getting prepared for WAS, and it started on Wednesday. Today we can assure you, in the next 3-4 years, 5 years, Grand Julia will put a lot of medical titles. After the wars, you went to the university, that's why I said after 5-6 years. Yes. So, the distinguished So, the District Police, our role in Liberia is paramount for our people. So, when the government comes to place and our people are benefiting from the rule, it should be said to the public. My people suffer a lot, including myself as a senator. Even when I was as a representative, I went through that problem. Today, if my people enjoy the rule condition, it is said to the public. So we are telling you, it's not about joining this political party, leaving the other political party. Liberia is one. Liberia is one, and all of us working for one government. We travel in other countries. We are seeing other countries. We are seeing other countries, how development is paramount to those countries. So when Liberia is doing the same, it should be said.
10 more seconds. So, you stay citizen.
So, distinguished with the police, Mr. Chairman, on Ways, Means and Finance, I will say thank you for helping the national police through the national budget. For the past years, police in counties, where only soon you see a police officer to go and arrest a criminal with motorbike. Today, at least, police budget have been increased to 3 million. That police budget have been increased to 3 million with 95 vehicles. So I believe that people of Grand Julia County will be part of the money, and our people tomorrow, day after tomorrow, police officer will not get on motorbike to go and arrest a criminal
or motorbike. Thank you very much. Let's put a roll for it.
Yeah.
Distinguished senators, my senior senator from Nigeria has spoken. Is there anything else I can say? I want to take this time to thank my colleagues. I've been in this office now for about 3 months. I'm still crawling. I need some more time before I can get up to walk. I don't know much about the House of Senate yet. But for what we have already accomplished, I think we have done well. So I take my hats off and I say thank you to all of us for the work that has been done. I'm still holding my breath. And why am I holding my breath? Because budgets upon budgets have been passed on paper in this House and have not been implemented. So I'm not going to stand here to praise this budget until I see the money coming out to the counties. When I see the monies coming out and I see that our people living better life, I will stand back on this podium to say thank you to all of us. I did not go to Grand Chile. From here to Grand Chile is very far, and I used part of my time to work with the Ministry of Labor. We took 2 days off and went to Grand Bassa County to discuss the child labor bill. And hopefully in the next week or so, that bill will be coming here for debate. But last week, I went to Cape Mount in Bombing. I've been hearing about Cape Mount, I've been hearing about Bombing, so I drove. And I went to all the way Jenimana, way behind Jenimana, and I drove there to see the conditions of the lives of our people there. And I drove there, and the lives they live is not different from the lives that we live in Grand Chile County. People are exploiting that community, and there's no benefit to the people. So the discussions that we have been having here in the past continue to repeat itself, and I believe that we still have a lot of work to do. The issue around King George, we talked with our people around here recently, asking them to go back to their towns, and we're going to look into the King George situation. But the one thing I see here in this House, between the House of Senate and the House of the executive branch, there is no coordination. We are working for one government. When this House sent out a conclusive agreement and it's being read, and this is what we agreed to do on behalf of our people, it gets to the executive branch, something different is being said and being done. So we're not going to accomplish anything. King George is still sitting there. Our people have not accomplished anything. It's been more than a month. That's because the executive branch and the legislature, they are not speaking with one voice. So our dart is not sticking. We throw the dart on the wall, it hits the wall, but it drops. Now, some people have come here and talk about robust oversight. What is the definition of robust? Why are we going to have robust when a committee calls on Firestone to come here and the Firestone people look at that committee and they walk out and nothing happened? So how are you going to have a robust committee oversight? There should be a consequence for whatever happened between the House of Senate and other groups. When you violate the law and we call you here and you walk out, there should be a consequence. Because if that consequence is not there, there will be no tooth in our mouth. So I agree with you, we need that robust. But what is the yardstick that we're going to use to measure robust? We call all the committees here, we do a lot of hearings, don't do this, they leave, they say, oh, man, leave them to go do what we're going to do. Nothing is happening. So, now that we are back, I think we need to start working out some protocols with the executive branch of government. When we agree and we consult you, you come and let us know where we all need to go, and let's make that one decision and let that one decision stick, so that the people that we are asking to implement will implement. Enjoy is not implementing. They are doing what they want to do. Because the executive marshal said something different, and we said something different. Metasti will not implement because we are saying something different, and the executive branch is saying something different. So we are not running a country. We are not running a government. That's my impression of it. We're not running a government. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues, thank you for you all coming back in Buddha. I know some of you are not yet here, but I think it's about time for us to work. I called my people in Grand Juliet County and briefed them on the budget. They were very happy. Very, very happy. There are some things that they continue to complain about. As I said the last time, a jail is different from a prison. When they take people from here, from the rest of this country, and they send them to Grand Juliet, to Central Prison, they stay in the prison 4 or 5 years. When they release them, they don't bring them back to where they took them from. They release them right there in Zwedru. So Zwedru has become a city of criminals. The next thing is, our children that are riding motorbike, when they arrest them, they take them to prison without going through the judicial system. So within the next budget year, I will be appealing to all of you to please help us get some money in the budget to build a jailhouse, so that the person will come from a jailhouse, go to the judge, and the judge will sentence them to prison. It's not a policeman that's supposed to sentence you and I or anybody else to prison. That is the process that I like for. And the other thing is, police people are being assigned into county. They're spending 10 years there, and their performance has been very poor. There's a policy that the policeman should be assigned to a county maybe for 2 years, for 3 years. After that, they are reassigned. But our police here, they go there, they make it their home. And once you make it your home, your performance level is poor. Thank you again for the opportunity given me.
Thank you.
Lufa County, Senator Councilor Joseph E. Jala.
Joseph E. Jala.
You pay
Have you paid all your fines?
So Lofa County now on the second road of the Liberian Senate. Lofa County will now speak.
Madam Pro Tempore, thank you for the platform.
Jala.
For and on behalf of the great people of Lofa, I bring you another greetings from another break. Let me first all start, because there were a lot of praises here. Let me start by praising myself first and say thank you to myself for doing favor and honor to this country, for establishing a drug enforcement agency. When I listened to the protest talking about 3 million, 1 million added to their budget. I remember the time when I worked 1 whole year without pay. Just to have the law passed to establish an agency. So let me say thank you to myself. Yeah. Distinguished colleagues, I'm a nephew, I got a bad one. Distinguished colleagues, we started our break in Monrovia and ended in Monrovia. During that time, we used the occasion to hold meeting with those county officials that were nominated, confirmed, and appointed by the president. And during that meeting, we discussed maybe 4 major issues, but 3 main ones I'll bring to your attention. First, we agreed that the official induction ceremony, as scheduled by the Internal Affairs Ministry, will go, and we're able to do our own advice and contribution to keep that date. It's taking place now as we speak. Their induction is taking place now in Vonjima as I speak to you. And because we are opening today, I couldn't afford to boycott this opening because of the fact that we're going to be meeting some great personalities like the new senator from Nimba will be coming in, and I saw the occasion slightly different from my own admission, but they are all conversions. So mine was good. During the period under review also, we were able to inform the local officials that were on their way to the county that pursuant to the statement from Baum County, local bond Nimba branch were created the same day by Act of Legislature 1964. So this year we're not going to have a secret ceremony. At 60 is a lot. We'll be having a major celebration in Lofa. That's why we'll be working on, and that's why we spend all of our time during the break to coordinate some of the efforts that will be used for the 60th anniversary of Lofa. So let me use the time also to extend my goodwill and invitation on behalf of the great people of Lofa to our colleague senators who may have the time to go there. The schedule is going to be like a couple of weeks before July. The date will be announced this week. Okay, we have a date, we want to change that date, so I want to give you a new date until we consult the caucus. Also, during the period under review at the meeting referenced, we had some time to have a detailed discussion with the local appointees on the decision recently to also the football team. Our team, from the boys from Wagisi, performed very well in the league, and we were able to fall one step short to River G. We congratulate them and we praise our boys for their tenacity and showing some costs in competition. Also, we were able to focus our discussion at the time to praise the very well busy boys I just talked about, their future, their performance, and their benefits. We use the time to make sure those things are well harnessed and dealt with. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow colleagues, our distinguished lawmakers here present, let me use the time to say I'm grateful to all of you for the cooperation I enjoyed before and during the break. Because the legislative work continued during that time, and I was in touch with some of you on peculiar matters. Let me say thank you, and let's continue to do the work of our people. And you are invited to Wallabisi, for the celebration of the 60th anniversary. We will pass the invitation formally. Thank you.
So Senator Joseph Jala spoke. Senator Edinburgh is now doing this.
Jala is the style of farming.
Thank you, Pro Tempore. Distinguished colleagues, let me start by joining my colleagues to welcome Senator Ian D. to the Liberian Senate, a very courageous young man who was determined, and
days amongst us. Pro Tem, I also want to thank you for your leadership so far, being the second female Pro Tem, and plotting the new mark on the old one that was left by Senator Albert Chair. I think your leadership in uniting the Senate and bringing unity and leadership to the core can not be overemphasized. We want to encourage you to continue. But let me piggyback on the comment from Senator Rebel Brown that your leadership will be more respectable, Madam Pro Tem, if you continue your robust advocacy and allow senators to express their views through the agenda and through the debates on the Senate floor. I think and I will give you that, Madam Pro Tem, that the first few months of your leadership coincide with the honeymoon period of your government, 100 days. And I think in a democracy, mostly it's expected that there will be honeymoon period. And since you have the first 100 days as a honeymoon period, I hope that moving forward, the Senate will be more robust, that will not allow and see agencies of the executive or agents of the executive grossly disrespecting this branch of government. And because we want an extended honeymoon, we'll sit and go, no, Madam Pro Tem, we will have to play our role. When we get trouble, Madam Pro Tem, when we hear about the police outside the budget securing a loan of $6 billion and distributing it with vehicles and everything, when we don't even know what it's for and how they want to get fuel and lubricants for those vehicles, we are very troubled. We are troubled when the Ministry of Public Works, without the procurement process, will sign contract with our competitive bidding process of over $20 million United States dollars. And this Senate will sit and do nothing else. We are also troubled when the tenure law is being grossly violated. Madam Pro Tem, we hope that we can begin the Senate as the hope of our democracy, and the Liberian people will remain robust in exercising its oversight, responsibility as the Senate of this country. Madam Pro Tem, I want to thank you and our colleagues for awarding, in addition to the Ways and Means Committee, the Committee on Internal Affairs, the award. I want to thank our chairman, Senator Prince Johnson, who is not here, for his leadership and oversight. I also want to thank Senator Rebel Brown, the immediate past chairman of the Internal Affairs Committee, who served as a encyclopedia of the committee and allow us to conduct confirmation hearing of local officials. Madam Pro Tem, the Committee on Internal Affairs wouldn't have received such an award had it not been the cooperation received from each and every member of the Liberian Senate, helping us to critique and vet local government officials for confirmation and subsequent appointment by the President was a collective effort of the Liberian Senate on your leadership, Madam Pro Tem. I want to thank you. We also want to thank the Senate chamber staff who are very supportive. The Sergeant at Arms in calling our hearings to order, the Secretary of the Senate sending those citations out, the clerical staff, the Reverend for praying for us. We want to thank you, Madam Pro Tem, for thanking the Senate staff for helping us to achieve what we did. Madam Pro Tem, as we talk about the budget today, we have not seen the execution of the budget unlike Nigeria, but when we begin to see it, we hope that we will look into the healthcare delivery of the country. We stay aware in Bombay County, we are not fortunate yet to start receiving medicine in the hospitals. So we hope that this budget will address medication to our hospitals and clinics in our county. We also want to, we are hopeful that the educational sector, I heard the chairman on the budget talk about voluntary teachers being put on payroll. We are happy about that. We want to see the execution of that. The fine print, the details, normally is in the devil is in the details. So we hope that we'll be able to see the execution of these things, healthcare delivery and all that. And the other thing, Madam Pro Tem, the issue of the National County Sport Meet. I think that was something that brought us closer as a nation. And I still remain to say that the last, our country is divided, especially the outcome of the last election with just a little over 20,000 votes splitting the winner and the loser. And I think the county meet was a very good medium in helping to bring us back. But we hope the Committee on Youth and Sports will have a meeting with the LFA. The dismal performance of our referees in this county meet must be addressed. I'm a former sport administrator, and Senator Sigway is here as a former player. There is no way you will call a penalty. You say the goalkeeper committed a foul outside the box, and you give Lofa a penalty against bombing, but you didn't red card or give the goalkeeper a card. It's not possible. It may look funny and everything, but it's serious. Referees cannot go on the field and spoil our game. And we just think that it's business as usual. I'm aware of 2 counties that have a game. One of the counties allegedly gave the referee $700 for the game. The other county came and gave $2,500. When he cheated, the other county went with the, I got a recording on my phone. The other county went to the referee and said, we got a recording on the $700, you get our money back, we'll expose you. He paid the $700 back, we already have $2,500 for another county. And this is very serious. It may look funny to us, but I think the performance of the referees in this county meet has really, it diluted the spirit of unification that we're all trying to foster. So again, I want to take this time to thank Senator Sigway and the people of River G for lifting the trophy. We also want to thank Senator Bill Tuare and Senator G. Smith for the female for lifting the female trophy. The last 2 points. The last 2 points. My Pro Tem, the people of Bomi, Cape and Bakolo were very excited when we heard that the government had placed a ban on the lifting or the trucking of iron ore by Western Cluster. When the CDC-led government made a huge concession, they gave some waivers to Western Cluster amidst public cry and accusations. The idea was that they would fix the road, improve the healthcare delivery, education, and other social benefits for our people. They have lived short of those commitments. And when the government put a ban on it, we're all very happy that they are now keeping their feet to the fire and that they will pay the social money owed to Cape Man, Bakolo, and Bomi, which they have not done. To our surprise, after the big publicity that they have started Western Cluster started trucking again. And they say the public minister said because they get ship in the port, so he lifted the suspension because the ship was in the port. I don't think we should go in the public and make a big pronouncement and then go in the back and leave it. We're all coming back to the public to tell the public why we doing certain things.
You're being rescued.
You cannot go and make the big pronouncement that we're stopping the people. Then you get them letter and say, no, you got ship in the port, so continue hauling till your ship get full. Then you defeated the purpose. So I hope that we can address that, and I hope the public minister will be called to vote. Say you win the public and ban, and shall come back to the public and say the public are shaking the port that we want to fall first, so we'll let the ban. Lastly, Pro Tem, the issue of goods and services in the Liberian market is becoming very alarming.
to a landing. Liberian contractors now are going to neighboring countries to buy steel rod and other building materials to bring into our commerce. The prices in the Liberian market is extremely high. And maybe Pro Tempore, you could sponsor a mission and let's send it fight funding mission to maybe the neighboring countries and just do some price analysis, comparison. You know, even ships coming to our commerce, what we charge in the port, what we selling for steel or other building material. So people are now going to Sierra Leone, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana to buy things to bring into the country they need because the prices are extremely high. So whether they high based on the production or the taxes, maybe we need to look at it some more. But I think the hardship on our people is becoming alarming and Pro Tempore. And honor your able leadership. I trust that you will do something about this. Dear colleagues, I want to say thanks again for your support, for allowing us to represent you again at the ECOWAS Parliament. At that Parliament, we will continue to represent you, and you'll be receiving formal reports on our work there at the ECOWAS Parliament. Thank you very much, Madam Pro Tempore, and may God bless each and every one of us. Thank you.
But the message ECOWAS is rotational.
Senator Elvin Bevan Snow of Bomi County. He's the only senator here now from Bomi County. Senator Elistala is absent. And so Senator James Madam Mangidi County.
Madam Pro Tempore and distinguished colleagues, thank you for the opportunity to make a presentation on major development issues trending in Mangidi County. We appeared here on January 15, and we were able to elucidate at then some of the development challenges in our county, to include the issue of reconstruction of C.H. Learning Hospital, the issue of volunteer teachers, volunteer health workers, the issue related to the amendment of the Civil War Act, etc., etc. Between that time and today, nothing much has changed. The only change has been the passage of the major instrument that will enhance some of these issues. That is the national budget. When we spoke on January 15, we didn't have a budget. Today, as we speak, we have an approved budget. In that budget, under your leadership, Madam Pro Tempore, through your instrumentality, an amount of $600,000 United States dollars was appropriated to commence the reconstruction of C.H. Learning Hospital. I want to thank you profoundly for your support to our county and for working seriously with the Senate and the House to ensure that that decision was made to appropriate $600,000 to commence the reconstruction of C.H. Learning Hospital. We are grateful and will always be grateful. Besides the $600,000 being appropriated in the national budget, we had an opportunity also to ensure that the $160,000 provided for through an act of the legislature, setting aside $240,000 as their rental fee for both Maggie and Montserrat counties, that law, the provisions of that law were upheld, setting aside $80,000 for Montserrat as social development fund, their rental paid by FASO, and also down to $160,000 for Maggie County. Besides that, we also appropriated funding for constituency development fund, a total of $150,000 and $100,000 respectively between the Senate and the House members, so that development can be carried out in the different counties and districts. We are grateful for these decisions under your leadership, and we look forward to ensuring that these appropriations are properly executed to impact the living conditions of our people. But Madam Pro Tempore, as we begin to appropriate money to ensure decentralized development of our country. One thing that is lacking, which might to some extent impede the smooth operation or execution of such development plan, is a county development plan. Most of the counties, or all the counties, don't have a development plan. I recall the last time we had a county development plan was during the first term of President Salih. Since then, that practice of deriving the development plan has eluded us for several years. It's about time that we go back to the practice of carving a development plan for each county, so that when money is available for development in the different counties, the development plan will be used as a roadmap to ensure that whatever provision is made is carried out in line with the development plan as envisioned by the people of the county. As it is also, we sincerely want to recommend to this Senate so that in order to enhance the crafting of county development plan, that we should lay the foundation, set the basis for us to begin to do that. It was done before the Ministry of Internal Affairs under President Salih and planning at the time. But then thereafter, we merged the planning ministry with that of the Ministry of Finance, and which we now call Ministry of Finance Development Planning. From the time that merger took place, we placed the planning, the development planning of the country on a back burner. Development is not being planned anymore. We can see clearly everywhere in this country, there's no plan, there's no roadmap. Even as we speak, we've been asking during some of the confirmation hearings about the plan for the arrest. We don't have a plan. We ask the major actors, nominees of the government, about their plan. They put an outline and a plan. This is one area we are lacking as a country, and if we want to develop this country, accelerate the development of this country, we need a plan. If we fail to plan, we will fail to develop the country. So we want to join on you, Madam Pro Tem and distinguished colleagues, so that we take this as a priority. As we begin to appropriate money in the national budget for development, let us work with the different counties, or let us ensure, firstly, that planning is detached from the Ministry of Finance. We will have a planning commission, if we don't want to have it as a ministry, and that planning commission is going to work with the different stakeholders, the different actors in the different counties to ensure that we plan the development of the counties and the country as a whole. Besides that, Madam President, we'd like to talk about the issue of the Gibi rule. We received requests from some citizens of Gibi informing us or requesting that they want us to make key interventions to ensure that the road is viable during the rainy season. During the election, my colleague Senator Mange did some intervention, but as we all know, an individual cannot build a road. That road was in fact contracted before that intervention. We are seeking the indulgence of your leadership and the public works committee to ensure that we revisit that contract. We are quite sure it is still an existing contract. The contractor at the time, we are informed, failed to execute the contract because of non-payment. And taking into consideration that we have appropriation in the national budget for road works, we look forward to working with you, Madam Pro Tem, and the committee to ensure that the issue of Gibi road is reviewed, that contract is reviewed, and the contractor re-engaged with the work. We are also bringing to the table the issue of amendment to the Decent Work Act. We want to thank you for your leadership. Through your leadership, through your instrumentality, this matter was again referred to the committee that I co-chair, and I'm quite sure it's because of the several confirmation hearings and that of the budget work that no major action was taken, but here's one issue that we look forward to working with all of you to ensure that this is addressed. One trending issue in our country as we speak to you is the issue of local leadership. The President has authority on our Constitution to appoint, and as you know, being a rescue pro tem and a rescue mother, the issue of job, distribution of job, is not only an issue in my Gibi, but also an issue in many other counties.
the manner and form in which the appointment of key local government positions were influenced is an issue of concern in my view. In recent times, I'm quite aware that letters were submitted to you, letters also submitted to the caucus, and there are some are being informed there are letters on the way coming to the caucus and to you, Madam Pro Tem, as well, mainly from the Rescue Alliance, members of the Rescue Alliance who are raising these issues about unfair distribution of local government positions in our county. So I'm representing the people of my community, whether they are rescued or not, we have to speak for them. So we are representing the people. We have to elevate the concerns of the people for deliberation and the Lord the Senate, and that's exactly what we are doing. So, thank you, Senator, Rescue Senator, you know. So, Madam Pro Tem, thank you. I know we said 30 minutes time is fast spent, but the rest of the issues, volunteer health workers, education, volunteer health workers in health, volunteer workers in health and education, those issues still remain. The issue of disadvantaged youth in the different counties still remain, and many other issues. But one good thing is, as I indicated, between January 15 and now, one major thing, one major change, one major gain, one major improvement is that we have a national budget with appropriation that will seek to address some of the major challenges that we lifted and we are lifting to it. So we look forward to your cooperation and partnership to ensure that these issues are addressed to improve the living conditions of our people. Thank you.
Senator Natana F. Mangio.
Also of Mangio County, is going to make a statement to us.
Let me say thank you. For the last, say, over 3 months, we have been in the learning curve. Coming, transitioning from the executive to the legislature. Where Mr. President. We've been learning. Yeah, we've been learning. But it has been a very stressful thing, learning from people that still know that who spent almost 18 years of their life in the legislature. My old man, he already left me now. My body. Crowd people are my body. They are my body. They can't see my blood. I can't see your blood. Amen. Well, let me say, Madam Pro Tem, I want to say thank you. Let me join my senior senator, Senator Lugwe. I know he has raised most of the issues regarding Magibi County. We are Senator first for Magibi and Senator second for the Republic of Liberia. So, as Senator of Magibi County, I want to thank him for raising some of the major issues. But I want to thank you, Madam Pro Tem. The issue of CS running, we raised it. We made an initial, through your support, we got an initial 600,000. But one thing, making allocation, and the second thing is getting the project going on. We want you to use your influence to make sure that the project will start as soon as possible. And that project is our hope, that city of Magibi being one of the major counties, and based on its location, we'll have the necessary funding to complete the project, to start and complete the project. So the people of Magibi looking up to you. And also the Gibi Road, let me thank Lugwe for raising it. My brother. They're giving people expecting you in Gibi. They're expecting you in Gibi. People talk about road business. I was in the executive. I wanted the man who supported the issue of road. We had our own priority. You're posing road. Look, honestly, the people of the Southeast, they need to celebrate the last administration. For more than 170 years, that road there almost be a failure that road has never had a quota road. In the next 7 years, and government continue with it. In the next 7 years, under President Bouaka is our hope that all the
why you get that President Bouaka get prayer we are.
We made sure that the issue, let me tell you, the issue of quota, what they call asphalt pavement, the issue of quota, what they call asphalt pavement. President Doe started here, President Thomas understand the Granta Harper Highway have always been a project by different presidents. And President Doe started here. But what President we are there is that from Granta to Total, until I left the government, that road contracts were signed. Some of the people money delivered. In fact, someone told me yesterday that the road between Tapeta and Saklepi and Tapeta, Popo go down the road now. It is our hope. It is our hope that the quota will reach to Fishtown because President said he started the Fishtown Harbor corridor. It is also my hope, Madam Pro Tem, and we'll fight for, I was joking with my big brother about it. The southeast is not a bureau. The central region also need quota too. So we from Gibi, a major road from Gibi to Basso, that Gibi road from Kakata to Basso, we expect our own quota too to be on that road. But Basso, you know, that's how Basso's policy, Basso leader now, you know, at the end of the day. So we expect that. We expect, no, I was born in local country. Right now, on the issue, there are two major issues in Magibi that we want to address. The issue of the Decent Well Act. Most of our citizens work for fire. Most of our citizens work for fire. And they have a major concern. And both Lugu and I have been pushing the Decent Well. I'm grateful that you appointed Lugu as co-chair, and also I'm a member of that committee, so we have a responsibility. So we can't blame you, but we need your support to make sure that we review that Decent Well Act and address it, so that our people can be satisfied. The issue of fire, the committee report on agriculture, because most of our people are doing, they are farmers, they play rubber. And so we will be looking at the committee's report. The issue of oversight. You know, Senator Weber Brown raised it. They don't touch it. Senator Suno raised it. Senator Chia raised it. I want to join them and protect. We made you our leader. You're not a leader of rescue. You're a leader of the Liberia, elected on white ballot. So you are representing our interests. Our oversight has to be robust. Our oversight has to be robust. Honestly, sometimes when you raise, you put, oh my God, you were in the government, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You know, I was not in the Senate. I was in the executive. The executive politics is different from the legislative politics. You have a responsibility. If you didn't do your work, when you were in the legislature, because now you can't blame it. No, I'm not responding to that. What I'm saying is that we have to look. It is sad, for instance. Our own responsibility, people violating our own right, when we raise it, Senate, just put it down, it's in the committee room, we can't even discuss it. How in the world the Constitution gave you power? Member of the executive violating your power, and you can't address it. Okay? Read the Constitution. Yeah. When they gave you power to approve borrowing, and you have 3-4 men saying now in Ministry of Finance, maybe one person from the Ministry of State, and another person from Central Bank, and go and authorize a branch of government to go and borrow money. In the end, when the government, when our entities default on the borrowing, and the whole country take the responsibility.
Yes.
And people are not acting. And people say, I think that rescue business. No, not rescue Pro Tem. You're not rescue Pro Tem. You're a Pro Tem Liberian Senate. We voted for you. We'll give you white ballot. We want you, when they think on the table, put it down, let's discuss it. Nobody can move you. Nobody can move you.
I enjoy you.
So let's discuss it. You know, I read the issue of FPRC borrowing 9 million. And somebody say FPRC, the autonomous agency, that, look, FPRC is a government institution, even on our administration. If the managing director went and got approval from the Minister of Finance or the Debt Management Committee and want to borrow 9 million, that will all the approval or the legislature were wrong. They had no authority. Because the Constitution gave us that power. It is completely wrong. It is wrong. The Constitution says no entity of government, except public corporation and private institution. That means they can say FPRC with all your input. That means they can say FPRC with all your input. FPRC is not a private company. Then why do we have oversight? Why is there you have chairman on public corporation? I'm not debating with myself. I'm saying that we all have to agree on this.
Now when you read, public work, you read, police, you read, FPRC debated this.
Public work, police. FPRC is a public corporation. The Constitution says no public institution, except it is private. When you borrow money, doing the HEBEC arrangement, all public corporations there. Everything accrues to the Republic of Liberia. Everything accrues to the Republic of Liberia. Look, I am a former Minister of State of the Republic of Liberia. I am giving you information that is correct.
And you act as president on many occasions.
I am saying, my protest, let us take responsibility. Let us take charge of our responsibility. Let us take charge of our responsibility. Look, we should put partisanship aside. Let's put partisanship aside and fight for the people of Liberia. Whether you're from Rescue Mission, whether you're from CEC, whether you're from ANC, whether you're from Liberty Party, when we are here, we can look, we come from different parties, different parties. We come from different parties. I'm a senior member of the CEC, I agree. But the interest of Liberia comes first. When you pass the reason why I voted for the budget, the reason why I voted for the 2023 budget, because this budget, the 2024 budget, the reason why I voted for it, because the issue concerning the people of Liberia in the budget.
If you interfere, but they will be covered.
Of course. Protest, thank you. God bless you. You remain protest until the you remain protest. Thank you, protest. Thank you for protecting me. So what I'm saying is that the secret police, with everybody play their role. President Weah did his best. President Weah did his best. We have, today we can boast of the RIA role. Most of you here say RIA role was a death trap.
That's true, man.
But today people celebrating RIA role. People are celebrating RIA. One of the most consequential projects that was done on President Weah. We want to see President Barker. Look, if President Barker support anything that supports the president, I will support it.
President Barker told private jets that they will use.
Yeah, no, I said that President will always be private. So what I'm saying, President, the second term, after 3 months, we are back. When we raise issue, let's debate the issue on the floor. When officials, cabinet officials, don't perform, let's bring them here. Let's hold them accountable. It should not be on the basis of rescue or not rescue. We're not doing it because we're not doing it because we hate the government. We're doing it because we want the government to succeed. We want the government to succeed. So I will end by thanking you again on behalf of my GP. I know and before I end, in 2023, I'm Pro Tempore will need your support. I told Friend Moye.
You're opening the speech now?
No, I'm coming in. In July 2023, Terran Union made a payment of $4 million. As social development fees. And our social development fees should go to Magibi. $4 million. We have a receipt. $4 million. It's going to go to Magibi. $2 million will go to 50% will go to Monserrato. 25% Bon, 25% Magibi. And Primo, you are the chairman of Ways and Means. Black. The money stay in the control, they will not receive it. You don't do the campaign.
3 million in the budget?
No, not the money.
Okay,
Primo, I don't know how you can be talking against your own candidate.
I will join you. Don't worry. I will join you.
And I'm begging you, I'm begging the Senate I'm begging the Senate and the Chairman of Public Works, Committee, and the whole committee to make sure that that Public Works, every county needs to benefit from serial road project. If it means we have to borrow money to make sure we develop some of these roads, let's do it. Because our people want road. You know, our in Bongale people raising. Our in Magibi people crying there. Right. And the people of Basel.
That's Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill of Magibi County. He was the second senator from the county to speak. Senator Wellington G. from Smith is going to make a statement of return from the break of the Liberian. So it's official break, 2 weeks.
Why won't worry you?
Madam Pro Tem, distinguished senators, let me first welcome a long-time friend from the great county of Nimba for joining this House of Elders today. During the break, Madam Pro Tem and distinguished senators, we briefed the people of Rivers on the landmark decision taken by this government through the national budget to get a set of equipment, earth-moving equipment for each of the counties in Liberia. And the people of Rivers were very, very happy. Because when you come from the interior of the country, the issue of roads, especially during rainy season, when responsible people lying down in the mud, sometimes when you meet them there in your official car, you feel so embarrassed. In fact, you suffer self-guilt as though you're not talking for them. And so when the people heard that this government has put it in national budget for a set of yellow machine for each county that will be stationed in the county, they were so excited. During the break, I attended the launch of the National Agriculture Development Program, which is the program aspect
of the rescue agenda. In fact, the rescue mission arrest starts with A, and that A stands for agriculture. And in the program, the annual program, the Ministry of Agriculture mentioned that within the next 6 years, government will give the southeastern region of the county, that is Rivers, Sano, Grand Cru, and Maryland, 2 million coconut trees. Because according to the ministry's program, the 4 counties will be producing coconut produce for the country. We are so excited from Rivers because this came as a coincidence, because we campaign vigorously on agriculture agenda. Especially our county, we've been knocking the door of the ministry for 1 million coconut trees. Because knowing the potential of coconut, if we get 1 million coconut trees, even if the government of Liberia does not give us any concession, we agree. And at the launch of the National Agriculture Development Program, I proudly informed the ministry and the development partners that Rivers is ahead of the national program because the Zaflan Administrative District in Rivers has signed a resolution, the people signed a resolution allocating 15,000 acres of land for the coconut project. I informed the ministry that that document is in Monrovia now. We want to notarize it and put official letter on it and submit it to the ministry. And the entire ministry, all the donor partners were very, very happy to hear that. The next issue, Madam Pro Tempore, distinguished senators, Senator Bani spoke on this issue of the forest preservation. I want to add on to his appeal. The issue of preserving the forest in Liberia should not only be restricted to budgetary support. It is the life, the future, even generation unborn that we are trying to surrender to the rest of the world under the Carbon Harvest Project. Already, we are telling the people that are living in the interior of the country that they should not kill certain animals. We put that in laws. We sign international conventions. We are come back and we are telling them not to cut down the forest. How the people will live under such condition, you're not killing the animal, you're not cutting down the forest, is not something that will be compensated by budgetary support. It is for we as a country, as a government, to sit with the rest of the world. I bet anybody, if there were any big Western country that should have made this sacrifice, you're talking billions of dollars. Because you are telling us that the rest of the world, especially Europe, America, and some part of Asia, they have industrialized their country, and we in this part of this world, we should be the interior and the forest people of the world until Jesus comes. And so, it should not be
just budgetary support. Because you are changing the lives of people who lives depend on the forest. We will not cut down the forest, we will not kill certain animals. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished senators, my last visit in the county just a few days ago, the people of Riverside, especially in Lower Riverside, Sister Belt, we are concerned about a project that was launched by the former government the beginning or the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023, where the former government announced to the people of Riverside that they were giving the county or sectors a 5 kilometers road. I expressed my dissatisfaction of it here in this plenary that we were not satisfied with 5 kilometer roads, which is about 3.3 miles. However, the project, according to the Ministry of Public Works at that time, cost $1.8 million to pay. The project is not going anywhere. The government left power. The project did not go anywhere. And please, I'm appealing to this plenary, especially the Public Works Committee, or to liaise with the new management of Public Works to give a status report on what happened to the money, the contractor, and now we have the mud to deal with incestors. It is very serious. We want to know the status of the project. Lastly, Pro Tem, distinguished senators, our county, we can consider one of the new counties suffer infrastructure. There is no national youth development program in the county. For every election, the young people in the county will be stressing on vocational education. Because students that graduate from high school in the county, some of them don't have the family or financial support or family connection to come to Monrovia to further the education they want to take advantage of vocational training. And so, during my interaction with some young people in the county just a few days ago when I was there, I promised them that the legislative projects of this year, I will fill in the form through the committee set up by the Pro Tem for this to use $50,000 of that money, start the construction of the TVET Center in the county, and then we want to appeal to the Liberian Senate that next budget year, please let the national government consider budgetary allocation for us to at least put a TVET opportunity in the county. Thank you very much, Pro Tem.
Senator making a statement now is Senator Bill Twawi. He is former managing director of the National Port Authority. He's going to make his statement.
The Honorable Pro Tem, okay. As King Police, want to say a big thank you to this honorable body for this opportunity that I will have to tell you the people we encounter and what are their needs in Riverside. The people of Riverside are very happy with the Honorable Liberian Senate for the passage of the budget, and we say thank you. One point the stress of importance to them is that allocation that have to do with buying of yellow machines to fix their roads. The people of Riverside are in dire need of roads. Riverside is one of the counties in Liberia that does not have road. Some of us today, you see us walking the way we're walking because we're on motorbikes to run campaign. No. From place to place. So we say thank you, Honorable Pro Tempore and members. All we pray for is an expeditious appropriation of what is in the budget for us so that we can buy those materials and begin to work in the interest of our people. The Board of Riverside are also concerned about the work of the Ministry of Public Works. A company called B Mountain went into Riverside and fixed our road, and I used 50 minutes from Buchanan to Yapatan. Minister of Public Works have gone there during the rainy season. In fact, ever according to Riverside Road, quota. Today they have gone there, I think it is the 22 million that they were going after and they enter Riverside, and the road is not passable like before. So the people are concerned. They are creating more mud and more damages to the road. The people of Grand Creek can tell you, they can attest to that because that's the road they use. That the roads are getting worse on a daily basis because part of what they're facing it.
But you won't say road there, you say no road there for the second day?
You want to say road there? So one, the Public Works Committee to please call on the Ministry of Public Works that even if they had 2.3 million and they want to justify it, let them wait until the dry season. Because they will create more harm to us if they continue with the work that they are doing there. So Public Works Committee Chairman, please tell your people to stop what they are doing now because they are damaging the road rather than fixing it. We got two districts.
The city company is sort of granted everybody can say that's so
no, we got different. The prime minister, so we not get away the part that
we got two districts in Riverside. The one probably asked me, my son, they think they call police, only for Morelia and other counties, not for us. One of the districts, district number 1, there is not a single police officer there. Wow. Because the police officers are meant for only Morovia and other counties, not for Riverside. So Pro Tempore, the people are concerned that we should intervene so that more police officers can be sent to Riverside. Because most of the children when they commit crime here in Morovia, they find rescue in the interior areas and they are there. And zombies have been introduced there in a few days. Like in Kenya where it killed 2 persons, the zombie killed 2 persons.
Why did I say that?
Huh?
Why did I say that? Go ahead, go ahead.
We want police. We are entitled to police officers.
No, I will say immediately.
So, Pro Tem, we want you to help us intervene with the police director.
I will pay our own, but so because I get one mansion.
Pro Tem, the people of Russia have asked me to ask you that as a pastor, as the leader of the pastor people, you should intervene so that police can be in our country. We are entitled to police officers.
Yes. Did you ever see that text?
Then also our local leadership. The rescue mission will want you to please do appointment of our commissioners, development superintendent. I'm going to need a guy for it now. The fiscal superintendent. I'm going to need a guy for it now. And the rest of the people. For me, you don't have to worry over me. I only ask them for one slot. I say all the 150 people you got. I want the superintendent. I only want one single slot. You please give it to me so that because I met a union parliament who told me say CDC took his job from him and he wanted that same job back. And he will vote for me because I to help him when President Weah wins so that I can talk with him so that they can get the job back. Unfortunately for him, President Weah did not win, his party came back. So I only asked for that one slot.
It means that he didn't vote for the party.
Yeah, you didn't party there. But you were not your party, man. You were not from your party. Is that independent candidate? Not from your party. Who don't know me? You.
You will go back.
So the people they are trying to get new name for you called support all president. Who won?
President with development.
After you vote again, no current president. After you vote again, all the presidents you can support. You can vote again and they don't want to add a puppet against so that they can favor you.
Yes.
After you vote again, running campaign again, then you can be added.
Yes.
After you campaign again, you're very good. Added for them.
Yeah, go there, please, man. Please,
Okay, so we want our local leadership, please. Pro Tem, please intervene so we can have our local leadership. Because the play will not be functional if we do not have the various leaders in their various positions so that we can move ahead. The county need to move ahead. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
And we want to keep on taking.
Senator Professor Abbott.
Just conclude.
The professor.
Thank you, Pro Tem and colleagues. I'll follow all the discussions, all the suggestions, which you know I'm very familiar with the situation. I started 6 years, listen. Now I'm here, listening again. When I finished my term as Pro Tem, and the issue of positions came out, naturally people expect that I will say I want to be community on lens and mass, because that's my profession. But I chose public works.
That's a reason. I wanted to give the Southeasterners hope. So, I will find you. In fact, I found you. They're not 300. So the issues of roads, I've been following that every other day. I go to report to West people, so I know what's going on all around the country. The dry season has its own parameters. The rainy season is a little bit difficult. And the Ministry of Public Works started late because the government started late. To be able to make sure the roads are very pliable, it should have started soon. So there's a constraint. So as we're going through the rainy season, we'll still ask our people to be patient. And we'll make sure through our oversight that the roads are pliable as much as possible. But we shouldn't expect too much. Because, for example, if you talk about from Buchanan to ITI, you imagine greater the road, but you have to put in drainages to make sure that when the rains come, the roads don't become deplorable. So there'll be some challenges because you cannot work so much in the rainy season. There'll be mud on top of mud. So there'll be challenges on the roads, but I believe going forward, probably next dry season, we can see much more pliable roads. I don't have much to say about blessing, just few issues. So we talk about transportation to the southeast. We are looking at other alternatives. We are looking at sea transport. I remember Senator Chair brought a bill on ferry. We have to look for investment in that, sailboats and ships, and also the airports, the local airports in the country. We have some domestic airports, probably 5 or 6, one in Lofa, some in the southeast, and so forth. We have to do, the last time Senator survey, I think I have some investors in town. I'm going to take a look. We need to encourage investment in that sector. We cannot depend on roads throughout. Sometimes, even the roads are all paved. Sometimes you want to make quick trips, you will use the air. Agriculture, our constituents tell me that they're interested in agricultural concessions. Concessions in rice, concessions in palm. They are not much encouraged with concessions in mining and logging because even the logging has some controversies. The issue of preserving the forest, which some of my colleagues have all discussed. So I don't care what you do. In accordance with international agreements, there has to be limitation on how you cultivate a forest. It cannot be like many years back, where companies came and cut the forest at will. There are some international restrictions now. If you don't follow international restrictions, if you cut the logs, you cannot sell. You will not be able to sell. So we are working that parameter. So our people, now they are not much interested in mining concessions or logging concessions, mostly agricultural products. Coconut, as the colleague talked about, coffee, cocoa, and the rest. Our people came on setting for the legislature to set a threshold after the elections, between this over and over. After the census, rather, now we have 73 constituencies, and the population has now gone to 5.2 million or so. So the constituencies have to increase, and 2029 is coming. So we have to start a discussion. And people in the southeast said that they experience growth in population. So they expect growth. They expect growth in representation. So we need to make sure that we start that discussion. And I pretend oh, after the 2 cities, there's no question about that. Those that are in business, there's a growing concern about what's happening in Israel and Gaza. You know, the ships from China and the Far East used to come and go through the Red Sea in North Africa and come down. But now because of the war and austerities, they now have to pass all the way to the southern tip of Africa, near South Africa, and come down and come way up. Because of that, freight from China has increased. It was a 6-foot container that you would bring for $6,000 in the past, now it's gone to $11,000. So you expect what will happen in the prices of basic commodities. The rest we take from Vietnam and other places, from India. Those business people, the small business people who go to China and buy their goods, obviously they will transfer the cost to the consumers. So all of us have to talk continuously that the war between Israel and Gaza, it has to end. Likewise, the war in Ukraine. Those are affecting all of us. You may not notice when you say, oh, the prices of goods are expensive, that's one of the issues there, and will continue to be expensive. On one controversial issue, my constituents have spoken to said that, I don't know whether that's true, they say the rescue team during their campaign, they talk about harmonization, that they will end harmonization. So they asked me to remind the Senate that there's a need for the harmonization policy to end. In short, we want increment in salaries. He said, I was not there during the campaign, that what he said, that the rescue team promised to eliminate harmonization. So, okay, right. So I will tell them to be patient.
You didn't justify why it could not end.
No, the poor people, they just want, you know. Let me end by stating that as it's important that we uphold our constitution at all times. My constituents tell me that they continue to watch television and see the former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, who has been indicted on countless criminal charges. He's still running to be president. In fact, he boasts that if he can be in jail when we are president, he will still serve his term in jail. The point is, no, their constituency Monroe here.
Oh, okay.
The point is that he believes the American system, which we also emulate, which our constitution is based on, the Americans protect their constitution. So we must do likewise. That is my final point to the legislature. Without fear and favor, I will protect the constitution. Thank you, guys.
Senator, limited to each Patwa.
Senator, limited to each Patwa. Of Grand Crew County is going to make his own statement to as well.
The senior senator has spoken. Why did I say that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Pro Tem, already many colleagues have thanked you for the tradition that you've adopted at the onset of every activity. You ask every senator to share their experiences with their people, just to keep us focused as a Senate. I think it's very key. I want to say thank you. Colleagues, I bring you greetings from the people of Grand Crew. Yes, what senior senator has spoken, just briefly. At Grand Crew, the issues prevailing there are not different from most of the counties. Our first and foremost issue or concern is road. We want to thank the regime, the government, our capital city, Barclayville, roads have been rehabilitated with our cooperation and support. We also want to thank the Senate for initiating the process of appropriating money that will address key conditions in the counties. And one of them is the idea of providing road equipment to every county. We look forward to the realization of that objective. In addition to the rehabilitation of the roads, rural roads that are currently going on, Madam Pro Tem Police, I also want to bring to your knowledge one other factor connected to the road issue that we need to consider is the issue of bridges. I think we need to look at the idea of purchasing some better bridges to serve the problem of where locked bridges that can quickly wear out and create problems can be addressed. When our roads are rehabilitated, we will still be faced with the problem of bridges. So I think we need to look at that factor. It's very, very key. But we want to thank the government for what is going on. Our county is located at the end of the southeastern region. So when you talk about where Maryland going all the way to G, Grand Jetta, that main road, our county is at the coastal side. But because of the distance, so our county is being fed on the economy with Africans. The Ivorian economy is what our county and Maryland have been fed on. So the road that is coming from Plymouth to Barclayville is very, very key to our county. Whenever that road deteriorates, spoils, the life of our people becomes very unbearable. So we are making a request that can be looked at passively in the near future for the government to help us work with other stakeholders and see how that road can be paved. Because we can rehabilitate it as now it's been contracted out. But before the end of the rainy season, it will be very, very bad, worst. So the solution to it is the pavement. We continue to engage the government to see how we can be assisted. But our brother, distinguished colleagues, during the break, the people of Great Crew were very, very excited when the government kept on track a program that was initiated to provide rural electricity systems in 3 counties, and Great Crew was part. Buchanan, Sino, and Great Crew, the capital cities of those counties, with the support of European Union, launched to provide electricity in rural solar electricity in the capital cities of those counties. So our people are very excited. They've asked us to convey our thanks through this valley to the government. We look forward to the full realization of that objective. The issue of movement, since we are distant, one other factor our people ask us to look at is whenever the roads are bad because
The issue of developing road is not even, it's a process. It takes time. So we know it will take time. We are experts in our counties. We are counting. But those experts, because of their conditions, so the flights don't like to go there. This government or the government need to look at the idea of really every county paving the airstream in those counties. I think it will provide alternative means of travel to our people. We also want to thank the Senate. During the budget engagement, as we told our people, our Radical Hospital, our referral hospital, which is the Radical Hospital, usually have about 100,000, but we're told that 150,000 have been added. So our people are looking up to that support to keep our health center, our Radical Hospital very effective to serve the needs of the people. Also, as others have said, the volunteer teacher issue is very, very key to our people. We have only very few teachers on the payroll. So our people will be very happy as the ways the main chair just reported, even the president said that money has been appropriated to place volunteer teachers on the payroll. That would be very great to improve our educational system. We look forward to the realization of that objective. Our technical college is in full swing. We pray. But our technical college is in full swing. We are only appealing to the government for its continuous support to that college so that our people will not continue to come to Monrovia and remain at home. Yes, that's how it's called, Green Crew Technical College. That's how it's called. So we thank you for the support. Mr. Wilderman, thank you for the support. One problem that our people also want us to talk about is the issue of this county meet. Most time, whenever the county meet is held, the responsibility is lasting on the shoulders of the county authority. So we will appreciate if in this budget we were assured that appropriation was going to be made, but we want to encourage the Senate henceforth to ensure that the county meet is fully supported by government. And I also want to advise that whenever a county wins, the county meet, in order to make it attractive, it shouldn't just be you give them 1 million LT, 2 million LT. Let us build a mini airstrip in a county. Stadium, I mean. Sorry. Build as many stadium in that county as the legacy of winning that year's county meet. I think it would be very important. It will encourage counties to fight for it. But when people win the tournament, they talk about it, it goes away. Yeah. So it will be very important. Again, the people of Great Crew are looking up to more support from this Senate. Madam Prudent, thank you with the mentor that you've adopted to always hear from the people of Great Crew. Thank you very much.
Roger Kale, Senator Bocha Sobu.
Roger County,
So thank you, Madam Pro Tem and distinguished colleagues. A lot has been said regarding the aspects and interventions we are making in the different sectors. I want to, no, I want you to give me more time to.
Ask the UFP, I have no popular university.
That's 2 hours. So, fellow colleagues, let me, in this public manner, welcome my friend and brother, Mr. Yang Twanya, who is the elections for the people of Nimba County. Well, you're welcome. Madam Pro Tem, I want to thank you for the intervention and also say a big thank you to the committee through its chairman, Senator Boyi and Senator Amara Connect, for placing something in the budget for these volunteer teachers and nurses. This has been a major problem in our counties, especially those of us in the Southeast. And so to have made such appropriation for this intervention, I think it's a laudable venture, and we must say thank you to you. Now, a lot has been said about rules around our county. So I will speak shortly on that, especially with respect to the Tatu came to Swaken Road, Kelipo Kawi came to Putuken Road. That I am aware that some intervention has been made by Chico and Siko. So within the next few days, I hope these roads will continue to be pliable as they are now, and that moving forward, we can make them better so that we don't have to make any intervention again in the future. Senator Joseph, please listen.
I won't be there further.
Senator Snow, on a very serious note, I want to talk about the county meet. Quite honestly, the county meet is the single largest event in sports in our country. However, the county meet does not benefit us in any way except for satisfaction. There are no tangibles. Whereas sports in the world is the platform for international development. Next year, we will go to Basel to play some few games. We go to Bomi and we go to Nimba. The winners from those games will come right to SKD where there is no light. And we'll play it there, we win trophy, we satisfy. I think this is a platform for major development in our country. Senator Patrick, I was trying to speak on that, I think, because he played football, so he knows it good. So let me talk to him. Today, Qatar is a society state. Today, the Africans can host a World Cup only from the African Cup of Nations. Qatar from the World Cup. The Olympic Village, in fact, villages in most of these countries that have hosted. Spain, Germany, America, and everywhere else. These are sporting activities. Why can't we host a county meet in Refugee and let Liberia go to Refugee so that we host them there? Why can't we build structures? Hello? Why can't we build structures in Refugee to host the entire Liberia? And when we are leaving Refugee, those structures will be able to remain there. And you don't have to win to host the county meet. But that will create instant gratification to our people. Because all of the people who have these different hotels and these low-cost housing estates that we prepare ourselves for consequently will make money and will get the benefit through what we refer to as cost recoverable projects. Next year we go to Boeing and we do the same thing. And when we are leaving Boeing, we'll leave those buses there, we'll leave those hotels there, and we'll leave those different stadiums. Today we have one stadium in our SKD, and SKD itself does not even have lights. Yeah, you're right. Only rivers can win. Yeah. So, since Roger won this county meet, We will start in. Senator Snow, former LFA president.
Sorry, sir.
Former speaker.
I want international for headquarters.
Go ahead, sir. On a serious note, this is the biggest platform we have, and let us use it for our developmental agenda nationally. If we choose to want to go to River 6, trust me, whoever is supposed to go build those structures will pay attention to that road, because of that road you can go. So while we are preparing the roads, we are preparing these things. It creates instant jobs. It creates temporary gratification. This is what we need to do. Instead of coming to SKD all day, every day SKD, every day SKD. That's why we have no sporting facilities in the country. So let's use this to our advantage and develop the different countries through sports, because all of the countries are involved. With that said, correct. Don't discuss England. So let me say sorry to Senator Prince Mui. Let me say sorry to the Pro Tempore. And finally, let me say sorry to the president himself. I will end on this note. Somebody called me and said, how do you take a cup from the president? And I said, hello. I said, the local country asked us to get them president. We get them president. River G have a small cup, I won't do it again. So we took that one. But again, let me say thank you for the different expose. We listened to all of us. These are my suggestions. I didn't want to talk about things to be repetitive. And so I spoke to what I need, what I know best. But let's consider these ideas and let's make them tangible. Thank you, Brother Pro Tempore, and thank you, colleagues.
Where's the celebration?
What is the celebration?
We want to follow you there.
Babu Kambi.
I will console you.
Senator Pro Tempore.
Pro Tempore, distinguished colleagues, I bring you greetings from the great people of Babu County. I'll get there. And I appreciate the good hands of God upon our lives. I want to welcome our brother in the house, and I pray that unity should be among you people in Nimba County, especially between you and Prince Johnson. Distinguished colleagues, I don't want to dive in the road problems again, because I know that God has started it through the President of the Republic of Liberia and through the Pro Tempore of the Senate. The roads by next year will be celebrating roads. We will not be celebrating anything besides roads, hospital, schools. But give us chance this year as rescue, to rescue the country, to see how best we forward to next year.
President message?
That's the message of the president through the rescue ant. Pro Tempore, distinguished colleagues, one thing that I understood in my county, I want us to take it very seriously, is that the executive is undermining us. In a sense, in our counties, we have qualified people there. Instead of them taking the coordinators from the counties, they will take them from elsewhere. And I think we should coordinate ourselves. The country is for everybody. We all need to work in any county, but at least let the preference be given to the citizens of that county. It's very important, like for Bapolo County, the EPS, the environmental director is taking the people from Moshurado to carry them to Bapolo. And that's very bad for us. At least we need to be on the platform too. We don't have even one minister or assistant minister in our county. It's a disgrace to us as rescuers. What I want to say is public. It's public. I want everybody to listen.
When the deputy at NASCO are rescued?
The deputy at NASCO will be rescued, but he is not yet. No, not yet. Or if you are praying for him not to be there, he will be there. Okay, by the grace of God. Because God is our strength. Please no alone. I want to tell the President of the Republic, thank you for the building in our county called Emirates. Now it will be called a hospital. Emirates Hospital. First it was a building because there was nothing like drugs in it. Senator Snow, please give me my chance. This is about Bapolo. It's not about Bomi County. Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I want to bring to your attention the security issue in our county, especially the Bele district. Especially the Bele district, where there is no justice. Anybody can kill anybody at any time. When you are brought to the prison compound after 2-3 months, you are released. It's a very serious problem in our county. So we are requesting for this body, at least for us to create a magisterial court in the Bele district. People are dying on people are dying every day. The pastor just 2 months ago was arrested for murder that he never committed. Another secretary died in the process. These are all Liberians. But because your county is good, you will not look into the other counties. Bapolo is suffering. Rich county, poor people, we are suffering. Pro Tem distinguished colleagues, the issue about the mining in our county. The investors will carry the low bear with the machines on it are always crying of that. And I think Pro Tem, you can do best for us. You can do your best. Our county, we are suffering. And we need not to suffer. Because we are breadbasket to Liberia. The mineral can be turned to money and the money be turned.
money turn into bread. Although Bible says men shall not live by bread alone. I'm not closing and I will close. You are not the one telling me to close. Senator Snow, be yourself. We are brother and sister, although I will speak to the issue, but you know they are disturbing me. How can I speak to the issue? Talk to the find Senator Snow again. They met just from ECOWAS. He even brought us lapos with the women. Yeah. Pro Tempore distinguished police. This is a very serious issue about our county Bapulu. So I want you to listen keenly and take serious action. At least this time around, as we are there to rescue, we too should be rescued too by the government. God bless you as I take my seat.
Thank you.
Motion for adjournment.
Live coverage.
Distinguished colleagues, let me say thank you to all of you for listening the concern. Like I always say when I sat there, we are complaining to ourselves. We need to take some actions to see the changes that we need to see in our counties and districts, step by step. We're not only responsible for the formulation of the budget, we are responsible for implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. If we do not exert our oversight responsibilities over those responsibilities that we have, we will not achieve what we need to achieve. We complain about roads, we have to make a decision about roads. We have to make a decision about hospitals and education and so forth. We have been working very well as a team. We have several consultative meetings. We are looking forward to doing more. But after listening to all of the senators, I would suggest that next week would be a week of serious engagements with ministries and agencies. All of these ministries that have programs and that have enough or sufficient money in the budget to make a difference must come to the different committees with their plans. So our next actions will be reports from these different committees so we know that there are plans for inclusion of volunteer teachers. And we're giving a little close to $5 million for volunteer teachers. The Minister of Education needs to come here to tell us the plan for inclusion and the timeline. If we have given money, additional money to referral hospitals, we will call the Minister of Health to give us a program for these referral hospitals, let them know what difference it will make with the additional funding that we have. If we are giving $4.4 million to the Ministry of Youth and Sports to rehabilitate the center in Benton that will take nothing more less than 4,000 arranged youth. We need to see the plan for rehabilitation and when it will start and so forth. If the police have money for 95 vehicles, they have to come here and let us know when those vehicles will be bought. That's the kind of oversight that we need to exhibit. The Minister of Public Works will come here to give us status report on roads and to give us a plan on upcoming projects and the counties that they will be located in. We have percentage from the road fund to ensure that all counties get equipment and we would like to know from the road fund and the Ministry, the head of road fund and the Ministry of Finance when we can access the money and ensure that that procurement process is done for the county to meet their expectations. So the whole of next week, I will ask the Senate that the Secretary of Senate will do a communication to all of the ministries and agencies that we have the oversight over concerning budget implementation and evaluation, and the committees will work and report so we can have a plan and to be able to track what we put in the budget. When we do that, the next time we come here, the committees will be reporting on progress and challenges, and we're not going to be giving our individual challenges per counties because we are responsible to find solutions. With that said, I would ask that we defer all other matters to Tuesday We'll get a motion.
So that ends the session. That ends the session for today. This is how we end this.